Waiting for that caffeine injection.
Well, let's go. You've had your caffeine injection, Rocket. All right. Yeah, there he goes. Okay, so we're going to do a quick catch-up back on Mokhul Empire. I've got a lot of notes here, actually, of what happened last time. There's a lot of role-playing, but this week, we have Rocket with us.
Boo!
Finally, we can get his character into the story. Alright, so a little bit of a catch-up from last week. We begun with Mac Ra. He woke up from a PTS dream, screaming as he woke up, and he spoke with his daughter, Mimu, who said that she... tap. Okay. Macra spoke with his daughter, Mimu, who said she had seen her mother staring at her through the window at night. She then handed Macra a picture of a horned woman and a man with a ball for hair. Macra met Eros Sand outside of his house, and they exchanged words with his neighbour, Barkabus. Macra then spoke to Eros, who gave him a job, explaining that there has been some burglaries in Shiredale and the surrounding towns, and that he wanted Macra to act as a sort of muscle for the small group that he had wanted to set up for you guys to solve this. We then moved on to Elijah, who spoke with Bruce. Let me try and pronounce his actual full name, because his name is Bruce Stefakis. Anyway, yeah, we call him Brucey. You spoke with Brucey outside Lady Obsidian's office, and you bought a few pounds of stare from him. Inside the office, Elijah hears a lady, the lady, screaming at some people. The door slams open, and Elijah sees a brown-skinned tiefling walk out with a strange contraption on her arm. She's also dressed rather elegantly with a green frock coat. She also has a friend, a tall male friend whose dreads are twisted up onto the top of his head in the shape of a ball. And Lady Obsidian yells at them as they both leave. What is he giggling at?
You don't want to know, mate.
Okay, just anyway. Yeah, I will.
It's just for the viewer's pleasure.
What the fuck? Anyway, Elijah notices that Lady Obsidian's strange obsidian busts, the way that they are smashed around the arms and torsos. He then hands in the seal and is thanked by the Quietus Blades. He declines store credit and then goes to visit Lazio. We then move to Grildar, who approaches home to visit his sister, the Iron Blood Voice. He feels sorry for most of the guards outside of her room. His sister then explains that she had invited Eros Sant over because he had a job for Grildar. Grildar then begins to read her favourite play, and after an hour or so, I believe Macra turned up, and Grildar and Macra exchanged glances, kind of like a knowing glance, but then couldn't quite remember or place where they knew one another from. Let me keep going. Then Todd arrived shortly afterwards, having to explain his creepy mask to Arne because it was creepy as fuck and no one knew what it meant. Eros then explains that there's been some burglaries around Shiredale, and most recently in the Market District. He then shows all of you the hard light needle, and Grildar recognises it's a sort of magic that his old friend Lantix would use. Eros says that the two figures leaving the market warehouse were seen, and ideally he would like them alive. He said, alive, with a confession, they're worth 500 GP. But if you kill them and you've got proof that they were the ones that did it, he would award you with 300 gold pieces each. He then led you to the marketplace warehouse, but the group stopped for breakfast at the Sapphire Kraken. The Triton there serves delicious seafood, and then they go into the warehouse where they see a purple tree. It has a weird magical effect that makes it seem taller the closer you get to it. Elijah finds a good berry. I don't know. I added that into my notes, apparently. Just Elijah finds a good berry. Grildar also notices the tree has been magically summoned. Evidence of a struggle. They find ashes of a person in the corner. And most of the crates are empty that are from the yellow wastes. They had herbs and chemicals in. Macra also finds tracks leading to the back window, where he finds a blood spatter like somebody was hit with a slashing weapon. Grildar then suspects the goods were lifted using a bag of holding, but then Grildar stupidly hits the tree with the axe.
Hey, I resent that.
Which, in turn...
trying to take a sample, that's all.
Fair enough. Then it provokes a wild magic surge, which turns him into a purple tree. which was a remarkable roll because it was like only 10 below my previous roll. Outside, the group pick up the tree, carry him along. And then a gnoll tries to sell Makra a vial of fizzy water. And after some haggling with a Bretonnian half-orc, Elijah profits from this. Eros leaves the group, but not before giving the group 50 GP each. And Grildar reverts from his purple tree form. Makra sees his children, hugs them. Aziza asks if Makra will visit him later and gives him a slight wink. And he says he can't, he's got work. The group meets a half-elfish woman called Visna at the university.
Yep, the clerk.
Yep, and she summons forth Bjorn, who shows Elijah and Grildar into the library, where they read from Lantix's tomes. Elijah rips the page out of one of Lantix's books, but Grildar later fixes this situation and apologises. Makra spends some time with Zashida in the meanwhile, drinking wine and having a pleasant conversation in the gardens. Bjorn explains about the new drug called Stare, how a rare desert flower mixed with the pulp of some dried cactus helps you slip into the ethereal plane. The group ends their investigation and Grildar goes home. Makra discovers his children may be infested with lice, as well as him. And Elijah returns to Lady Obsidian.
Nobody's surprised.
Yeah, explaining. And she explains that Haroth is the name of the tiefling with a device on her arm, and her boyfriend is the tall afroed man called Omar. She says that they can be located at the Knife and Hound on the second floor, and she wants the satchel they had given to her. But before Elijah leaves, he hears a voice in the back of his head telling him his new target, and his new target is Lady Obsidian herself. Okay, that was a mighty fine catch-up there.
I forgot about the lice, so good remembering.
Yeah, okay, so today's
Can
session...
you let me edit my NPC sheet so I can add notes to it?
Oh,
Is
I
that a
can...
possibility?
Yeah, it is a possibility. I can quickly do that for you.
Thank you. And how do I spell that? The headmaster's name?
Zashida. I will...
Zashheida.
Shashida.
It's now editable by you. Okay, so today, at the beginning of the session, we begin with Lantix. Did you prefer me to call you by that name for now?
I mean, you can call me whatever you want.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, so Lantix. In the distance, the sun is setting over Mokhul City. It's a beautiful kind of bleeding rose petal colour. Kind of an orangish citrus colour that dies down to a blood pink, a diluted pink. The camel that you and Wiltix are riding, you know, you've got seats either side of one camel, both being gnomes. You don't need massive seats. And in front of you, the long-trailed caravan with its awnings and umbrellas and parasols, just an army of colour in front of you. Wiltix likes to be eccentric. He is eccentric. He's got colours everywhere. He's got moving caravans above you. He's got floating caravans, magically propelled with some of his scrolls and spells. And as you are moving along, Wiltix looks at you from between the humps and then goes, "Well, I can't wait to find out what you find out."
Well, yes, it's been quite a pleasure doing business with you.
It has. And, well, you must update me when you finally find, you know, people stupid enough to go down there with you.
Well, of course, it was part of the deal.
Yes, and you must remember, Lantix, and he pushes his spectacles up onto his head and he goes, if you find any artifacts of the magical variety, you know I'll always purchase them.
Well, yes, I'm hoping to recover something of my upfront payments. You know, I need to get some of that back.
Oh yes, and what a profit I've made! But for now, you are more than welcome to ask questions, and I can do any of the mapping, and I can send my scouts to help. If you don't find anyone to go with you, I can always arrange that, you know, for a fee.
Naturally, everything comes with a fee with you, Wiltix. But don't worry, I'm sure I'll find someone.
I didn't get this rich doing things for free.
Well, you know me, I've never really been in for profit, but if I come to that, I'll see to you.
Oh, it's a shame, it's a shame. I reckon you could be a rich gnome.
Riches and bitches, not for me.
He kind of stares at you and goes, what?
It's a phrase I heard down at the Bay of Spheres.
Ah. Oh, yeah, down near that shithole Shiredell.
Sounds familiar, yes.
Stinks of fish, shit, and bugbear.
That's the one.
Yeah, I've been there once. Not my thing. But, oh, look! And as he points ahead, you see the caravan snaking its way around one of the hills. And as you do, you see the full glory of Mokhul City. The Bay of Spears, the giant black stone spears protruding out of the water. You can see the distant mountains of Hunter's Isle glistening in the sunset. And the thousands of sandstone homes just dotting the green and yellow land here as it rises up and down. And in the distance, as the sun just gently dips below the horizon, the moonlit shield, the palace of the God King, its walls spark, emitting white, bright moonlight all across the city, lighting up the streets and alleyways. And from here, you see the tiered palace, its rings at the top begin to rotate and open up, turning vertical, and then begin to spin slightly, as they do every night. And as you approach the city itself, you begin walking through the Barkle town, and you see that the place is quite busy with nightlife, and you're following the road through Mihaset, past the Lake of Fetu, and towards the Kusen Bridge. And he goes, well, my stop's here. City centre not for me.
Yes, no problem. I should really get back to university.
Oh, yeah, you and your books.
Well, yes. Please tell me you have books at least, Wiltix.
Picture
Where do you
books.
store all your information?
Picture books.
Oh.
And he goes, you should try this one. And he reaches into his satchel and hands it to you.
What's this?
Yeah, you read the title. It's called The Camel's Back, and it's got a really smutty picture of two gnomes on top of a camel.
I don't like where this is going.
He goes, best books are the interesting ones. And he tugs at his long white hair and then just goes, you can keep that one. I've got 4 copies.
Thank you. And, good luck. Goodbye.
And yeah,
I'll
as
just
you
kind of hop off and
Yeah.
dash quickly away.
So you walk past the busy tavern of the Knife and Hound, and you see some of the carriages are travelling to and fro. If you wanted to catch one,
Yes, if there's something available.
yeah. If you put your hand up, you see one of the slave drivers stops instantly, looks at you with a kind of a milky gaze down to the ground, and then says, "Please get in, sir."
Yes, thank you.
And as you hop into the back, he hits the horse's rump, and the horse itself begins to canter away. And it takes, on horseback, it takes about 20 minutes to reach the university from here, bypassing and weaving through the traffic. And as you go to walk through the door, you see Visna, the middle-aged half-elf, going about her business. And she's just packing up to head home for the night, and she turns, sees you walk through. She says, "Oh!" clicks her fingers. Lantix. There were people here looking for you. I was told to leave you a message.
Oh, really? Who are they?
You know the dwarf Grildar?
Young Master Ironblood.
That's the one. He was here looking for you not 3, 4, 5 hours ago. I've been busy reading. He did, however, want me to fix this. And she hands you over one of your own tomes that you had finished yourself. And says, one of the pages had been accidentally split. It's okay, I stitched it back.
Marvellous, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen young Master Ironblood in quite some time. Did he say what he wanted?
It seemed urgent, like it was... He was busy, and he'd arrived with 2 friends. A rather pleasant bugbear fellow that Sashida took kindly to, which is strange, and a hooded masked man. a little bit creepy. Buon said he made a slight clacking when he moved.
How peculiar. Well,
I'll say.
did he mention where his residence was now?
I didn't, actually. I don't think he did.
Is the Shader in?
Yes, I believe she is, but I wouldn't bother her this evening.
Yeah, busy, is she?
She winks at you. Busy, yes.
Yeah, got you. Okay. Well, I guess I could try his old residence. Maybe he's still there. If not his family home, they might know.
She nods and says, well, Lantix, I'm off for the evening. Have a pleasant one, and I shall see you on the morrow.
Good night.
1,000 blessings, as she puts her satchel on over her shoulders and leaves the main foray of the university, exiting down the steps. And what would Lantix be doing for the evening?
It's fairly late, I assume, or we're just hitting...
We're hitting maybe 7 p.m.
Well, it seems quite out of the blue for Gwilda to come visit me after all this time with a bunch of people, so I figure he's intrigued enough to go and find out what that's about.
Yeah, okay,
So,
fair enough.
Yeah, I'll try his old residence, maybe, if not the family home.
Yeah, okay. I'm assuming you're heading to the Ironblood residence then.
Yeah, we'll give that a go.
Okay. Well, we'll move over to that in a second. Scene transition. Macra! Is he there?
Alright.
Hey, okay, so after your martial drills and training in the evening, it's roughly about 7:30 when your sister returns from the marketplace with food and dinner set up, and you see that one of your daughters, Fixer, the eldest, has a graze across her cheek, and she looks very sorrowful, while Mimu herself is sitting, as usual, just scratching down artwork onto her parchment.
Scratching with one quill on paper, the other hand's just scratching at her head.
Yeah, and they both seem to be absent-mindedly scratching at themselves. And that's when your sister serves...
I catch myself doing it.
Yeah. Your sister serves dinner and looks towards you and says, will you be staying here tonight, or...?
I think so. Might be. I'll get pulled out later, but I think for the time being, I'm here.
And then she goes, fix her, and just slaps her hand as she sees her itching and goes, you must not itch. I'll buy the oil tomorrow. It'll be fixed by then. And she just kind of glares at her aunt. And the little one goes, look what I drew, Papa. And
I'll look at the picture.
It is a weird-looking oblong picture with a peculiar-looking tip. And she just goes, it's a sword! It looks much more like a penis to you than...
Yeah, you'll get better. You'll get better.
Yeah, and she goes, oh, I didn't draw the handle, and drawing the handle just makes it look worse.
Yeah, keep practicing. Keep practicing.
Okay, Pop.
Where's that scratch on your face from? You been up to?
So you turn towards Fixer to talk to her about a scratch, and she says, nothing.
And when's that ever worked with me? Ever? Where's the scratch from?
Nothing. And she just begins to chew down into the hippo shark she's been served. And then your sister leans in and goes, I believe if you want to find that answer, you should go see Aziza. And then she just winks at you and leans in and goes, you know, Aziza's a nice girl, right?
I don't need you to tell me that. Alright, fair enough then. At least the little one doesn't grass her in. That was decent enough. I'll go get some. I'll have some food. I'll have a sit down and then I'll go for a swim though. But I reckon I'm here for the evening at least.
Your sister nods and says, "Good. That means you can help me clean."
No, actually, no. I am. I
try to stumble through a lab. I start laughing and it breaks it, and then I guess I'll bed down for the evening.
Okie dokie.
I'll help her clean up and everything once it's been a couple hours, and I'll go for a swim.
All right,
And
fair
then
enough.
we're back.
Yeah, it works. Okay, then we'll move over to Elijah. So, Elijah,
Hello.
you've just left Lady Obsidian's office, and you're still reeling from what you've heard in the back of your head.
Bothersome. And I'll pace my way out. Brucey?
Bruce goes, Elijah, are you staying this evening?
Afraid not. What's the time, my good man? I feel I've been quite busy today.
He looks out and he sees the sunset and he goes, something past dark, I reckon.
Astute as always, Brucey. Tell me, one last thing, and I'll slip a silver piece into his hand. What's the quickest way to the Knife and Hound?
Quickest way, knife and hand. You take the elevator, right? I'd take the eastern one and just follow the road northwest for about 10 minutes, I reckon. I've been there, they got the best ladies. No offence to Lady Obsidian and her lot, of course, but I don't shit where I eat.
No, one does not defecate where one habituates, do they, Brucey?
He
Good
goes,
day now.
yeah, habituate, yeah.
Take care, Brucey. I'll be back before night's end.
Good, he goes, gets a bit rowdy in here, and I ain't ever seen you in here when it's been busy. Do with your skills.
Of course, Brucey. I owe you one or two, do I not?
No, you don't. You've already given me enough pennies today.
Oh, well, you can never have too much in the bank. Good night, Brucey.
Good night. And as you leave the Bastard's Blade, you have the whole of Newtown ahead of you.
Ah, the finest of places. I will head, to be fair, straight to the Knife and Hound, which I do believe, and I might have made a fatal thematic error, is the place where she told me the brother and sister were currently.
That is exactly where she had told you.
Cool. I'm going to head there.
Okay, so you head towards the Knife and Hound.
Yep.
Alright, so, Geraldar. After dinner's been had, and your family are all sitting in the parlour, consuming brandy, wine, and other liquors, you hear the classic telltale, like, kind of chink, chink, chink of chainmail as guards approach. And they usher in your gnomish friend, Lantix.
Ah, Lantix. So good of you to come and see. Please. Hold a moment and I'll prepare a room for us.
Yes, no problem.
Now I'll ask the guards to let one of the servants know that we need a room set up.
Oh, yeah. Of course, Ironblood, sir, of course.
Very good. Just make it quick. Doesn't need much in the terms of comfort.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. They managed to get you a spare room.
Please, Lantix, follow me.
Lead the way.
And I'll do just that.
You know, it's been quite some time since I've seen you.
Yes.
What brings you to call on me?
Well, we have been sent to investigate some break-ins, and related to these break-ins were something... Well, I'll just show you, and I'll take out the hardline medium.
Okay, so he pulls out an 8-inch hard light needle, very similar to the way that you use your cantrip.
Ah, most peculiar. Can I have a look?
Of course. And hand it over.
Well, this is strange. It's hard light. Not one of mine. There's not many people that know how to do this.
Exactly.
This was at the scene?
It was. Well, supposedly. We were told it was, and we're giving it.
That is most disturbing. Only myself, the Shader, and some of the other teachers, perhaps. Very few people this could be related to. And I can't see any of them being involved in a burglary.
Exactly. It's all quite puzzling, really. There's some more things that you perhaps should know about. At the place where we were sent, we found a purple tree growing inside a warehouse. Some form of wild magic, I've been told. And
Sounds familiar to spontaneous convergence theory, yes.
yeah, and then you see that Grill just like rolls his eyes. It's like, yes, of course. Also, some burnt bodies were found, some signs of a struggle near this tree, and when I tried to take a sample of the tree, I momentarily turned into a tree myself. It was a strange experience, I must tell you.
Well, I imagine it would. Excuse the pun.
Gilda chuckles.
Yeah.
You say there was a struggle. Do you know what happened?
Not quite, that's what we're trying to figure out, but there were so many tracks it was hard to judge what exactly happened. But we did find out there was at least 3 people that entered. There was a struggle, 1 person got turned into ash, and 2 people left. Or, well, we assume there are people at least.
Someone was killed, you say?
Yes, quite so.
Oh, that's most terrible. Who are you working for exactly? Sorry.
We were asked to do this for a noble gentleman. Well, at least he likes to think so about his own standing, but from his nerves you can tell it's not quite that way. I believe his name is, what was it? Sant. Errol Sant.
It's vaguely familiar. Don't really know him, though.
Yes, nervous fellow who thinks that his charming ways persuade people, whereas, well, he just pays well.
Is this to do with the elections coming up?
Perhaps so. Try not to get involved in that front if I can avoid it.
Yeah, hear it all about the university. Can't avoid it, unfortunately.
Well, do you have any idea what we should do with this? We heard some more. Well, we found some more information. I went through some of your books in the library, and one of my compatriots in this task actually mentioned that, well, he had seen some people with the devices used to produce these, and he would go and find out some more.
Sorry, there was a device used to produce them.
Yes, that's what he mentioned. I don't recall you ever using a device.
No, I mean, the theory's sound. I've heard of it before. Hard light gauntlets and constructs. It's doable, but no, this takes things into a very strange realm. Your friend, he knows these people?
He claims to. He's not my friend exactly. I only met him today.
Ah. Well, if there's any place to start, I would say that would be it.
Well, tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. at the Grand Obelisk, we'll meet.
Please, I'd love to get to the bottom of this.
Very well. And feel free to come.
Tomorrow at 8, then.
Excellent. Would you like to stay here, or would you prefer to head back home?
Well, you've so graciously prepared a room, so I guess I could... Yes, sure, thank you.
Very well. I'll inform them. Is there anything you need?
No, not really. I'll be fine. Just some time to ponder this over.
Very well. I'll leave you to it then.
Okay. So Lantix, you are given a fine room to stay in for the evening, but we're going to move over to Elijah because I believe Macra, you are going to go for a swim and go straight to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we'll move on to Elijah. Elijah.
Hello.
Yes. Okay. So you approach the Knife and Hound, and you see that the establishment is rather busy at this time. The Knife and Hound is a 2-storied, square-looking building built out of the tiles and brick of Bretonia. You know, that red brick and the... although the sandstone houses still kind of tower around it. As you approach, you see the opening... all the windows are open. You can see people hanging out, drinking, ales being spilled on the veranda and the grass outside. You can see people have smoked some stare and are literally just glaring up at the stars and slipping into the ethereal plane. You can see them all turning slightly transparent as they do. And as you approach the doors, they are wide open.
I'll enter.
And there are round tables. There are 4 or 5 round tables pressed in close to your left and right. There are a set of stairs to your right that lead up, and right beside the door are flanked 2 celestial lion statues, pitted and graffitied, mind. And you see that... Oh, I think there was something unique about this tavern. Let me quickly check my notes. I apologise. The Knife and Hound. Okay, so the proprietor seems to be an elvish gentleman with kind of like a bright, sunburnt-like skin. And he has these little creatures under his control that seem to be serving drinks and taking orders. These little creatures look kind of frog-like, little bulbous bellies.
Okay. I'll go up to him if possible. If it's obvious that he's the proprietor.
He's behind one of the tables that's covered in like chopping boards, foods, fruits, and as you approach, well, hello there. You're new. I ain't never seen you before.
Hello. Yes, I do hope I'm not intruding upon your most frivolous pub.
As you approach him, you get a kind of weird sense about him. Like immediately, his red skin turns slightly kind of bluish and switches. And then you see that he himself seems to switch as he kind of has a dour look to his face. His eyes turn blue. And he goes, "Yeah, what can I get you?"
I was wondering if there's something I could get you. You see, I'm a struggling artist, and I do enjoy to ply my trade for, of course, a minimal fee.
The blue in his skin shifts to a kind of light green, and his eyes take on the hue of spring.
And you seem to have a thriving taproom.
He looks around. There are maybe about 40 people in here, all pressed in close drinking. It's loud as well. You can hear the hum and the noise inside here, and it just smells of sweat and booze. And you see these little creatures are running between people's legs, carrying jugs and pitchers. And as he's turned to this kind of light green colour, he looks at you and says, "I'm hopeful," and lets out a small smile.
Perhaps may I show you what I can do?
Okay.
And I will pull out 2 tiny working puppets. I'll lay them on the table. Place both my hands behind my back as they spring to life. One of them chases it around the table. The other one kind of follows, and then when they catch it, they bash each other on the head, kiss, make up, and then dance.
Roll a performance check, and you see his skin turns red again as he goes, "Well, what in the flying hell is this?"
Hang on, I'm just getting performance up.
That's okay. Nice. And immediately he goes, "Well, bloody hell," as he looks down at the things. He goes, "Well, this is fine." And he begins tapping them and letting out the clacking sound as he taps them.
Ah, well, I'm glad you like them. You see, I could set this up in your little tap room and let them entertain your guests. I'm sure they'll get more and more loose-fingered as the evening goes on.
Oh, I see what you're trying to say, but, And then his skin turns to a light green colour and his voice changes and he says, "Okay."
Are you sure?
Yes.
Very well, then. Thank you for your time. Perhaps we should catch up regarding agreements maybe later on in the evening.
Okay.
I'm a trusting fellow, me.
Yeah, and as you go to turn away and walk, you see that he's shifting like a chameleon again, and you see he just slaps the hand away from a goblin trying to take some grapes, and he goes, "Get your filthy mitts away from my food!" as he then chases him off.
Strange fellow. I will set up a kind of like a mini stage in the middle of the tap room. Place a couple of marionettes on there, and walk a bit further back so I can kind of survey the pub, the area, and let them do their thing for a bit. Just, classic stuff, a couple of cartwheels, some backflips, a couple of drinking skits. No sound at all, just like kind of slapstick humour for the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I will look for our friend with the arm.
Alright, roll a perception check if you're just glaring and like looking through the crowd.
I am at the moment, but obviously I'll move through them as well.
Mm-hmm.
Tits.
As far great wooden puppet tits, but no, I'm afraid that after a quick cursory glance, you can't see anyone that matches the description. Well, not match the description. You've physically seen this tiefling, so you are unable to actually see her.
After a while, then I'll grab a semi-coherent looking patron. You there, good man.
Yeah. Okay. So you grab this this half-orc fellow, and he just stares at you, hiccups, and you just get the smell of vomit on his breath. Yeah. Wait. Are you that guy that does the puppet shows in the market square?
Ah, the very same. You've seen my work before.
My sons think they're good.
Ah, that's just the man I want to talk to then. I was wondering if perhaps we could go for a trade.
What?
You see, if your sons like these puppets, perhaps you'd like to take one of my recent works. New, of course. Just to take home to impress your little boys.
Sure, they would love that. Of course they would.
Good. In return, I'm looking for someone, an old friend. I haven't seen her in quite some time. A tiefling, you see. She likes to wear strange foreign
I
contraptions.
saw a
on her.
tiefling earlier. She came down for food.
Ah. Did she return, perhaps, to her rooms upstairs?
Oh, I think she did. I saw her because she walked past and I was like, damn, that's some hot tail. And then she disappeared. I didn't see her a second time.
Yes, she's quite the looker. Do you know which direction she hailed to?
And he points behind him to the set of stairs that kind of L-shaped towards the second floor.
Thank you, my good man. Thank you very much. And I'll hand him kind of like a half wooden hewn, kind of half unfinished project, and I'll head upstairs. I think I've got a couple on my sheet. I'll remove one.
Okay.
And I'll walk up the stairs, but I'll make sure that my kind of performance reaches an almost a crescendo as it does.
Yeah, and as you walk up, the noise and the hubbub dies slightly, and you hear like "Hey!" and clapping and stuff. But as you approach here, you see there are 3 more tables as you reach the second floor outside a set of 5 rooms to your left. Although the 5th one on the far end has a set of double doors rather than single doors, denoting its status as the best room in the tavern.
Has anyone sat out here, or?
Yeah, there are a few people, like there are a couple of dwarfs to your left playing cards, and then you just see the Dwargar stand up and go, "Never trust a hill dwarf!" as he flips the table and they begin brawling right next to you.
Okay, I'm going to try and slip past and go for this room.
No one seems to stop them. They just beat themselves out, and one of them begins to run away, and they see the Dwargar grows in size, and then scares the other 2 off. Okay, so there are 5 doors.
Okay. I'm going to try the fanciest one first,
Okay.
I think.
You approach it and you see that the door itself has a spider symbol painted on the front. And you see that the handles to open it are its fangs.
Oh well. I'll try and take a look in first if I can stealth it. I'm not 100%
yeah,
sure.
roll stealth.
Aye. Hey, that'll do.
One moment. What did you get, sir? Okay, so it's never good when your GM sort of gasps that way.
That's really not.
Okay, so as you go to peek through the door, the first thing you see is the tall man that you saw from Lady Obsidian's office, the one with the rapier, and he's got his huge kind of like afro dreads tied into like a sort of turban, and he says, he just goes, "Well, Lushka should have prepared more, right?" And you hear a voice say, "Wait, do you hear that?" And then she turns towards the door, and you peer through, and you see the tiefling staring straight at you. Yeah, she rolled a nat 20.
Fuck.
And she goes, "Who are you?" And he draws his rapier, and as she brings her hands up, you see flames writhing up into her hands. "Stop where you are."
Calm yourselves.
Do you open the
I'll
door
hold
for
up.
me?
I'll open the door and I'll get. I'll present myself to them, hands
Okay,
up.
so we've got Omar here. You see him?
Omar, sorry.
Yeah, that's Omar. You see him?
Hang on, sorry, my character sheet's up. I do not see him.
I've shift Z'd him. Can anyone see him?
No.
Strange.
Nope.
It's okay. I'll put them on the map here. Maybe it's just because they're not on the same map.
Ah, now I've seen him.
Probably what it says, yeah.
See that one?
Yep.
And also Haroth.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I recognise this tiefling, of course, I'm guessing.
Yeah, you recognise both of them as the ones you saw in Lady Obsidian's room. And you see that the tiefling herself has a satchel, as well as the contraption on her left arm.
Please, I'm here for a reason, and I wish to talk only.
And you see that Omar has his rapier pointed at you, and she lets go of some of the flames, tucks the satchel behind her, and tucks it underneath her cloak. And she touches one hand to her boyfriend's shoulder, and he has this weird look, and he goes, "Explain yourself. Who are you?"
You see, I believe we have a mutual enemy, and I'm not quite in a position to take down the beast myself.
He looks towards the tiefling, and she begins to scratch across her chin absent-mindedly and says, "We have many enemies. You would have to do better than that. And like I said,
Absolutely, of course.
explain yourself before Omar here stabs you through the heart."
Very well. You see, I believe, although you may have many enemies, and I'm sure we can agree on both points, our most powerful enemy lies very, very close to the south. One Lady Obsidian, perhaps.
Omar begins to laugh and then stops when he sees that Haroth is actually considering it. She puts both of her hands across her horns and then says, "I'm listening."
Now, I'm in favour at the moment, and access isn't really the issue, but strength and guile, of course, is for one such as myself. I'm not what I used to be, you see, and it struck me this morning that you managed to escape that office alive. Now, I haven't seen many people do that before, especially once they have invoked the mistress's displeasure. Perhaps we could be of use to each other. Before I continue, let's discuss this over drinks.
They both look at each other. They nod. And then that's when Omar says, "Look here, friend. Lady Obsidian is powerful, but she does not kill in her own office. She would send assassins, and I do believe you are it." And the tiefling looks at Omar and says, "Yes, you're going to have to do more than that. Prove yourself to us."
Oh, of course. Well, you see, I am the assassin.
Oh. And he kind of points his rapier even closer towards you. It's hard to say it's a rapier. It's more kind of like a curved khopesh, but really thin.
Yep.
Yeah. And he says, "What do you mean? Explain yourself again."
May I? Is there a serving something I can call to grab a couple of drinks to try and defuse the situation?
The little frog creatures, the grungs.
Yeah, have I seen someone call one over?
Yeah, you just click your fingers and they come running like.
I'll click and order 3 drinks quickly.
It comes up and this little blue frog creature looks up and goes.
3 of your finest ales? Right.
As it then runs off.
Delightful. And rather new age. Anyway, as I was saying, she sent me immediately here to dispose of you two, and I don't quite feel like it, seeing as the price on her head is much more valuable.
That's when they smile at one another, and you can roll persuasion with advantage.
Bitch, please.
Alright, so 17's enough, and they both nod at each other and go, over drinks it is, but one thing. We 3 cannot take her on alone. We need more.
Right, and what do you suggest?
Mercenaries. If you've got any friends that could help.
You know what? I do believe I do.
Cough, cough, hinted.
I think I can help us. When does the Grumpkin come back, by the way?
Like literally within about 3 minutes, comes up carrying 3 massive pitchers, which are about the size of its head. And it's like spilling bits all over itself, and it puts them on the floor, orders them, and goes points at them.
I'll pick them up, and I'm also going to slip half of my entire stash of stare in 2 of the cups that I'm going to hand them.
Oh shit! Is this by secret? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm guessing I'm going to have to do some form of check.
Yeah, sleight of hand, and it's going to be difficult because remember it's herbs and stuff.
Yep. Okay, 4. Here we go. Shit.
Well, you never know. Give me a second. Let me roll for them. She goes, wait a minute, what are you doing? What is that?
Good, right.
And she looks at it and goes, what are these things floating in it?
I don't know. Ask those frog things.
Can you make a deception check, for fuck's sake? You're so...
I swear all Aiden's new character dies in the second episode.
Oh, yep. Oh, well. I knew I was going to go, oh, fuck, my deception's good.
You'd hope so.
Shit me in a ball bag. What has happened?
What do you mean what's happened? It's level 3. That's what it is.
I know, but it's like still +7.
Oh, well, okay. She goes, okay. That's weird. Must be something new. God damn, I rolled low. Yeah, I rolled low.
You're fucking kidding me.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
You didn't just spare me there, because that's amazing.
No, you can fucking rewatch it and see the roll. It's terrible. Yeah, she goes, fair enough. Must be some sort of new thing that Ingrilfort was putting in his ales, and she just begins to drink. However, Omar just doesn't even bother. He doesn't even notice. Before she even gets curious, he's already downing his drink, and he goes, oh, well, Christ, I was thirsty.
I'll join him as well.
I'm assuming with stare or not?
No, without stare.
Okay, one moment. So I'm rolling con saves. That's what I'm doing.
Do.
All right. So however, Omar sits back, belches, and just goes. He looks like he's feeling something pleasant, and you see parts of his body become all translucent and well. Beautiful, in fact. You can see the veins running through him. He looks almost glass-like. However, Haroth falls back, begins shaking, looks up and goes, what have you done? What? And then just begins vomiting into the corner, into the chamber pot. And Omar doesn't even seem to care that his girlfriend is on the floor tripping balls. He just is too busy trying to chase the fairies that are around his head.
Ah. Mildly inconvenient for both of you, isn't it? So he's just chilled at the moment, is he? He's not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I'll very, very casually go and close the door so that no one in the main parlor can see.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, I do hate it when I'm inconvenienced by little poisonings here and there. And I'm going to hold my light crossbow bolt to his head and pull the trigger.
All right.
Well, my light crossbow, sorry.
Yeah, can you roll a
Did
hit?
not see that coming.
Sorry, guys. This scene's going on for ages.
Yeah, I'm really sorry.
No,
I-
it's fine.
All right.
The assassination scene. He's probably taking the game fucking Assassin's Creed to heart, hasn't he?
All right. So immediately, Omar's does kind of sway to the side, and the crossbow bolt hits him in the shoulder.
Okay.
One moment, because I need you to roll initiative, son.
This is like turned him into some kind of like perception god with all the drugs in his system.
Can you do me a favor and roll initiative?
It said you attempted to use a roll command looking for the value of a selected token, but no tokens are selected.
You have to click on your token, so I will. You can drag it out. Wait, you didn't give me artwork. That's why.
Artwork?
Oh no, there it is. All right, just click that.
Yep. Yeah, sorry, gents.
I don't know how I will ever forgive you.
Well,
Okay, so Omar is not surprised by you. Uncanny dodges instantly. Dives to the sides. You see the arrow hits him in the shoulder, and he flips across the bed, stands up, and he goes, "Ah!" and he just falls through the floor.
Let's just see if he's tripping balls. How the
Yep,
fuck's
he turns ethereal and falls through the floor.
bugger.
Hopefully turns re-ethereal again by the time he hits the ground.
Right, Omar's turn. That's it. Okay, your turn again, Elijah.
How much of that is needed for a bloody overdose? And I'll look at the tiefling. What's she doing? What's the deal with her? Is
Puking
she-
into the chamber pot with her back to you.
Okay, that's not good if she's puking. Is she wearing anything metal?
Yeah.
Armor
No,
of some sort?
In fact, she's not. She's not wearing any metal, no armor, no nothing.
Not even the thing on her hand?
No.
Right,
She is wearing the contraption on her hand. Yeah.
Oh, she is, and it's made of metal.
Mm-hmm.
Bugger it.
Okay. What's your turn?
Did he not? Oh yeah,
Oh,
I've heated
heat
metal on
metal.
the thing.
She needs some severe fucking constitution disadvantage or some shit. Penalties or
Alright, she
something.
passes the saving throw.
Jammy bitch.
Jammy bitch.
Doesn't really matter. She still takes damage anyway.
Oh, she just take half damage.
It's only you can't. It's only this concept is only against dropping it.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Yep.
She goes, "Ah!" As she turns around, that snaps her completely out of the entire escapade of the drugs affecting her. She turns towards you, begins weaving a spell, and touches herself and vanishes. She just seems to. You hear footsteps. The door opens, and then you hear as
Well, that's never happened before.
Elijah, it's your turn.
And they're both gone.
Well, you don't see him.
Swing for it. Fuck it. Shoot randomly.
You can shoot with disadvantage down the corridor if you want.
Yeah, bugger it. Why not?
All right. Go ahead.
Sorry,
Fire the crossbow.
Pube.
All right, so it goes hurtling down the corridor and hits the Dwarga in the shoulder. And the Dwarga looks at it and goes, "What the fuck, mate?"
Sorry.
His eyes are completely wide, and he goes, "No, I don't think you're sorry enough." And he just begins to expand in size.
Didn't
Real backwards, real quickly.
yeah, I was supposed to be good at this. Right. Well then, goodbye.
I was just about to say, unless you're actually going to go by, you're pretty fucked.
What are you doing then?
I am. I tell you what, is my puppet show still going on downstairs, or would I have lost concentration on that shit?
You haven't been hit, so no, you wouldn't have lost concentration on that.
Okay, so I'm going to get the puppets to start like making obscene gestures to everyone in the tap room, like
Okay, yeah.
pissing everyone off. I don't know, maybe perhaps selecting choice massive guys in the room or whatever. I don't know, just trying to cause some form of a massive bar fight.
Mm-hmm.
And I will leave.
Okay. Before we do, make a performance check just to see if you succeed. Yep, perfect. And you managed to slip out just before the Dwarga's like, "What the hell is going on?" And he's got an arrow protruding out of his bicep and his shoulder, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And you just escape into the night. All right, so that's that.
What a
noticed that,
what a useless waste of time.
You notice that Haroth and Omar have got away.
Okay. To the obelisk then. And I'll start making my way through the evening. Aye.
Okay. All right, and the night goes by, and in the morning, Grildar, I'm assuming you had sent the message to everyone to meet up at 8.
I did that previously. Yeah, I did that like after 8 o'clock in the evening, so that it would arrive with them at a time where they would understand it wouldn't be 8 in the evening.
Yeah.
And just get up around like 5:30. Have breakfast, get ready, pack my things, tidy up the rooms where I've been. Because, they're guest rooms, so...
Yeah, and I'm assuming Lantix, you wake up at an appropriate time and come down for breakfast as well.
I imagine I would.
Yeah, so he gets woken up maybe like 5:45. I don't know what your normal wake-up time is, but that's...
Whenever the sun comes up.
Yeah, so the sun's maybe an hour away. So you wake up in the dark, strangely, at a knock to your door.
What is it?
It's time to wake up. We should get moving soon. If you start now, you'll have time to pack your things, have breakfast, and there won't be any need to rush.
Very well, just a moment.
I'll see you downstairs.
Of course.
And he will appear a few moments later.
Alright. Okay, so in the main entranceway, you guys are ready to leave, and immediately the servants are gifting you with food for the day. Like, the Ironblood residents are known for their charity.
Very good.
Hospitality.
I must say, the food is far greater here than university.
Yes, I agree. They often forget that food is nourishment for the brain as well.
Yes, they do have a habit of skipping out at Reed Heath.
Well, shall we get going?
Please.
We have a bit of a march, and I don't want to rush you.
Yes, of course. I do want to get to the bottom of this, though, so no time like the present.
Very well, and we'll get going, and we'll arrive at the obelisk like 5 minutes to.
Yeah, okay, so you arrive at the obelisk, and just in case, I know you guys as characters would see it every day, but just for brevity's sake, like, so you know, the grand obelisk is a floating obelisk. It floats some 50 feet off of the ground above your heads, and it's made of, like, gold with hieroglyphs spreading, like, millions of hieroglyphs, small hieroglyphs, just spreading all up them. And beneath is the small gardens of Anubis, where the clerics of Anubis go about their morning rituals. And Macra, I'm assuming you wake up in a sweat, having had nightmares once again.
Yeah, I need some fucking medicinal help with that, I reckon. Probably wake up sweating, scratching like fuck as well. I'll just find anything I can, really, like powder based or something, to just try and like calm the itching down somewhat. Need some fucking Phelium husks or something, or whatever you use. That'd do. Powderable. Don't think I can get all of that around here.
As usual, when you wake up, Macra, your daughter Mimu is at the bottom of your bed drawing.
You really need to get out of this habit.
What habit, Pa?
Then, morning, what are you drawing?
Well, I told you I can't sleep in my room.
Why?
Look, Dad. And you see she turns all formal, like she's heard this from somewhere else.
4-year-old.
Yeah, she goes, look, Dad, I'm going to tell you this one more time, okay? Mum keeps staring at me through the window.
What happens then when you see your mom staring out through the window? What do you do?
I come in here.
Have you not tried to say hi to her?
No, she's dead.
If she didn't want to hurt you while she was alive, why would she want to hurt you while she was dead?
She kind of like goes silent and she looks down at the paper parchment.
She never touched a hair on one of them many, many hairs on your head.
What about-
Next time you see her, go try talk to her. See what happens. Now, what are you drawing?
She kind of holds it to her chest. No, it's not finished.
Alright then. Now, I want a grand reveal later then. Come and get some food.
Okay. And as you walk out, you see that Fixu, your other daughter, is in the front, and she's set up like father, like daughter. She's set up like a punch bag, and she's just going through some morning martial routines that she's seen you go through.
Wailing on it.
Yep.
Nice. I like it.
And breakfast is served, but the moment she serves, your sister leaves.
Wait, oil?
She's gone.
Alright, yeah, I shout that as she's leaving.
Yeah,
I'm
she
like,
doesn't stop. She just tap 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 of a cane as she basically hobbles away.
Alright then, you two hurry up and need to finish your food. I need to be somewhere early.
Okay, you see that they're just scoffing, and at one point, Mimu's like,
Smack her at the back of the back.
scratches at her chest, and then they go, nom, 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 and just like, you know, it runs in the bugbear genetics. They can just scoff food within minutes. Just stuff it straight in, and they're like, "Are we going to school today? Are we going to temple?
Yes, let's go.
Are you taking us?"
Looks like I'm gonna have to.
Ah, and they immediately pack their bags, and I'm assuming you take them to the Temple of Light. As you, at that moment, Grildar and Lantix, does that actually see Makra kind of rushing, holding the hands of his straight past the Grand Obelisk, and you can see he looks very busy, like.
Morning. You lot wait here. I'll be back in a sec, eh?
Very well.
And then I'll continue to run with the cat. I'll throw him at one under each arm at this point, or one over each shoulder, and then just like.
Fixu's like, "Dad, this is embarrassing," but Mimu's like, "Wee!" She run with her. But
you're a 5-year-old. You're not even a full year older than her. Just enjoy it.
Yes, about that. Rather peculiar. He's goes by the name Macra. Seems an okay kind of person, but yes, don't count on his intellect too much. But then again, he has his strengths, literally.
A friend of yours, is it?
Well, associates.
Another one of the companions from your job.
So it is.
Ah, I see. It's going the wrong way.
And I just shrug and like, yep, why not?
Okay, so Elijah, are you approaching the Grand Obelisk at the right time, or do you have anything to do in this morning?
No, I'll approach at the right time, seeing as what I wanted to do failed spectacularly.
Now that we're all here at the Grand Obelisk, can Lantix please explain what
the fuck he looks like?
Yes, I was waiting for you all to be together. Lantix, explain what you look like.
He is obviously a gnome, as described. Shortish. He wears very kind of typical magician-y type robes, if that makes sense. He looks like a wizard, basically. He's got kind of How would you describe his hair?
Wild.
Like anime, but it's kind of like very shot back, quite longish, but seems to defy gravity a little bit. And as usual, the easiest way is probably just token him.
All right, let me.
Can you enlarge him?
I can enlarge him.
Quite a small token, but that is him.
Nice.
Cool.
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 What are we doing? Right, well, if anything happened when I dropped the kids off at the pool
Yes.
at school.
We'll get to that. So as you go to drop the kids off, Aziza looks at you and says, "You didn't visit me last night."
I did say I was going to be busy. I didn't actually end up being busy, just ended up being very itchy.
Yes, and she you can see that. Remember when I told you that she had a new hairstyle? She'd shaved her head except for the single ponytail.
Yeah.
She looks at you and goes, yes, I was meant to tell you about that. I'm doing my best, but yeah, they're kids.
Yeah, she's buying oil today, so maybe that'll help.
It should
We need get some husks and everything, powder, everything.
Yeah, like I said, she's like a very muscular, tall half orc, not as tall as you. And she leans forward towards you and she gets close and she says, "Are we going to talk about what happened or what?"
Well, maybe when I finish this job. Money's tight at the moment, and that's the main priority.
You know, you and Vixu and me, that you have a place here, right?
Yeah, of course, but it's not that tight. But you know,
I know how you feel about Ra.
Well, obviously. But I'm already late.
Okay.
I need to go.
Of course. Goodbye.
I'll kiss both of the kids and gotta go on.
Okay, so eventually we're all together again back at the Grand Obelisk, right in front of the Hippodrome. And unlike yesterday with the chariots, now you see wagons and wagons and wagons of barrels being dragged into the Hippodrome. And you can see they're all being carried and supervised by the mercenary guilds.
Alright then, Grildo, first plan of action. Do we find out what that needle thing was?
Well, first of all, I think you should meet Lantix over here. Lantix, this is Macra. You saw him skip by earlier. I think he was a bit busy with his children.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Ra.
Right, yeah, pleasure. I'll go down to one knee to offer a finger for you to shake on.
Oh my god.
Yeah, hi.
Who's your other compatriot?
This over here is Elijah.
Hello, a pleasure.
Quite.
Perhaps I should introduce myself. Elijah Rawbury of the Million Islands. A pleasure, all. Now, I've had an awful night, and I can't quite remember the purpose of our meet this morning.
You left yesterday saying you were going to investigate where you'd seen these gauntlets, devices that produce the needles. What did you find out?
Yes, I found them in a way, but I could not get my hands on it. I do find myself, however, with one lead.
Please do tell us. These people, they must be found.
There's a pub in a particular part of town. Perhaps you know it. Just scrolling down to find Newtown, of course. Bastard's Blade. There is the proprietor, Lady Obsidian. I feel she knows more than she lets on. However, she may not be forthcoming, and I fear rather hostile.
She's, the proprietor, is she?
Oh yes, she's got her fingers in many a little pie.
Ah, like that, is it?
Yes. So what do you think? It may be a little bit confrontational, but it's our only best bet, unless, of course, I've missed something.
Well, you mentioned that you had some multiple sightings, and you mentioned that you couldn't get your hands on one, but were you able to find any other information?
Regretfully, no.
I see.
However,
This Lady Obsidian, is she in possession of one of these gauntlets?
No, I'm pretty sure she knows where one is. You see, of course, my memory is fuzzy this morning. There is a tiefling who seems to be strolling around town with one such device upon her wrist.
Thing you say?
Oh, I can't be too hard to find then, can it? Tiefling.
Have you tried finding anyone in this city?
I've got my skills, but it's not particularly easy.
I mean, no offense, I'd like to say it'd be easy to find someone of your ilk, but never seen you before.
Well, you know, for natural camouflage. Don't think demons really bother with that kind of shit, do they?
Quite.
Right, so Tiefling, anything else we know?
Well, actually, there is one more thing. You see, I've been quite busy. I think they were staying at a pub last night, the Knife and Hound, a most nefarious establishment. It appears they had a scuffle with some form of stranger and fled. That's all I really know.
So the stranger seems like they've sent our only leads into hiding.
Exactly. What rotten luck.
It doesn't help us at all. Right,
How good are you at lying, Elijah?
I'm convinced.
I mean, he's fairly damn good, but I'll roll deception against your insight if you like.
It's a little bit like, I think girls look suspicious, like, yeah, I know these people, it's easy to find, just leave me with it. And the next one you're like, yeah, I completely failed. It's like, what?
Oh, Lantix.
Yeah, it was quality, that one, wasn't
Yeah. Okay.
Alright.
He's fooled you.
Oh, nice.
One. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's twice you've done that now by like one. Same with my NPC. Fuck's sake. Anyway, yeah. So Elijah seems to be telling the truth to you.
Alright.
Well, this is the case, and they've gone into hiding or run off. I suppose this Lady Obsidian's probably our best bet.
Yes, now, I've had dealings with her before. I don't think she's going to be particularly au fait with our cause.
Hmm.
Well, you said she's possibly quite hostile, right?
Oh yes, I'm fairly sure she'll attack.
Do you mean hostile with you, though, or with us?
Perhaps I should remain behind.
Well, it certainly sounds like it, because if she's the proprietress of this place, being hostile to all her customers sure doesn't get her much business. So I can only deduce it would be you.
Yes, I feel that might be it, of course. Please do me a favour and don't mention me, will you? I'm kind of busy with work for her at the moment, and I don't particularly want her to know that I have not yet succeeded in my task.
So, let me get something straight. You work for her, yet she's hostile towards you.
That would be correct.
Explain.
Well, I don't like to return to her office until my work is done. And it's not quite done.
That does not explain any of the hostility.
Well, how about I put it into an analogy you could understand? You know, you take the father's turnip and promise him 2 in return. If you were to go back to the farmers without the 2 turnips, or perhaps maybe a half-eaten turnip, he kind of skewers you or feeds you to his cow.
So she would be angry at you for failing your task, is what you're saying.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. I thought that was rather obvious.
Yeah, you can stay here then. We'll just go.
Oh, stay here? Oh no, my dear boy, you'll need me to get through the door. That's
right.
exactly why I'm saying it's going to be rather hostile. Come on, keep up.
Right, so we can't even talk to her then without you being there, but with you being there, it's definitely going to be hostile.
I would say so, yes.
Or so he claims.
So you claim, yeah. Well, why don't we try by ourselves to begin with, and then we can come back to hostility action after that. These two going into hiding are really annoying, though. It has rather quite screwed us. Right then, but let's go have a word with her. Well, Grilder, I think you're probably the better. Actually, I'm not. I'm selling you short here, Lantix. I don't know you that well. You might be quite good at talking.
I figure I do all right, Mr. Ra.
All right then, cracking. You can talk first, then. Let's go see if we can just have a word with them. She just owns a bar. We can talk to the bar owner. Yeah.
Yes, I'm still not quite convinced.
I see the cat orchestra's back in town.
It was all the rage.
Really clear them out from this area.
I know that the city is full of cats, but and you're not even allowed to like hurt them. But
Yeah, you're supposed to worship them, right?
Just let them do what they want.
you're heading to a tavern named after a cat god. Like,
Exactly.
Come on, then. We'll go to the Cat God Tavern
Right,
and see
so-
if we can speak to Miss Obelisk. Or...
as a group, you leave, and by the next 30 minutes, you are heading up the elevators at Newtown, these great chain platforms that lift up the sides of the cliff here, leading all the way into Newtown. Newtown itself is built within the last 100 years to support the foreign population coming in from the Million Islands and elsewhere in the world. But the place is jam-packed, the alleyways are narrow, and the roads themselves are cobbled, and the sides and the pathways are slick with mud. But the place has kind of that kind of comforting, homely feel about it, except for the smog and smoke rising from the chimneys. And as you approach the Bastet's Blade, led by Elijah, you see the Bastet's Blade itself is a kind of, well, it's more like a rectile style building, and the double doors are open at the moment, and you see that there's a Minotaur situated outside the front, with looking rather intimidating. The thing is massive, with a huge kind of gold ring in his nose, and he's got his arms folded while he smokes on a pipe. And as Elijah approaches, he goes, "Oh, good morning, Elijah. Oh, and I see you've brought friends. I didn't know you had any other friends but me."
Oh, Brucey, you'll always remain my one and only.
You know it's early in the morning, right? The only people we got in there are the ones sleeping off last night.
Is she awake? I had a rather unfortuitous evening.
I would say she's awake, yeah. I think she is.
May my friends have an audience? They have something they're willing to pay for. And I'll kind of silence any looks that people may or may not give me with that.
Yeah. As you walk in, you see that the place is like, messy from last night. Tables and chairs situated everywhere. And he sits down on one of the tables, knocks off one of the human patrons as he sits down, and he says, "Yeah, but I'd be amiss not to do my job properly. Yeah, you understand, right? I see that this big-eared bugbear is wielding a hammer fit to crack a nut the size of an elephant."
Oh, fair enough, Brucey, but come on, my boy, you know me. However, of course, I wouldn't want to offend yourself or this establishment in any way.
I can sit out here, that's no either. I'm not very good with words either.
What kind of weapons are you all
Brucey.
holding? I see that you've got a hammer. The little one here, you're fine. Elijah, you're alright, but what about you, dwarf? And he sees your shield and your axe, I'm assuming?
Yep. I'll just hand him my axe and say, if you insist on keeping it, I can leave it here.
He nods and goes, "Now that, my friends, is what we call smooth as liquid butter. What about you, big guy? You gonna
I've
hand me the
sat
hammer?"
down by next to him. I don't need going.
Alright, he goes, "You don't have to go in if you don't want to." Alright, so I'm assuming that's Elijah, Grildar and Lantix that are allowed upstairs.
Well, you tell me.
Right, so
Yeah.
if you're heading upstairs, I'll put you. Well, he
The
doesn't.
map's completely black for me, by the way. I'm not sure if that's intentional.
It's got global. Oh, you haven't got any. None of your tokens has sight. That's why. Derp.
Oh, here we go.
I can see clearly now.
Just fixing it so you can all see, of course. And there you go. I'm assuming you can all see the tavern.
Yeah, boy.
Right, so everyone, Macro takes a seat, and as Macro takes the seat, the Minotaur Bruce leans into him and goes, "Do you play cards?"
Aye.
And he gets out a comically large pack of cards. And he says, "My stubby fingers can't hold the small ones, so we'll have to play with these A4 ones."
Fucking A4. I've gone up to A5, it's gone to A4.
He just puts them down and he says, "I'll shuffle."
Aye, well.
I want to see that.
Okay, one moment, let me roll this sleight of hand.
I can't. You expect me to play with my counterfeit cards with these?
Ah, he does pretty well. Does really well, in fact. And
She's been practicing.
yeah, and he begins dishing out the cards. He goes, "We're playing for honour, my bugbear friend. There is no need to waste coin this early in the morning." Okay, and
Aye, that makes sense.
so the others are up here.
Okay.
You've walked up the stairs into this room, and the door's open, and Grildar, Lantix, Elijah, what you see is a rather tall, dark-skinned woman with amber eyes. She has long black dreads with hints of green shining in her hair, shaved sides, and also she's currently wearing a morning gown of what looks like kind of like an ermine and like a lavender. And she see that her hair is capped in gold. Gold caps, and either sides of the room are these obsidian busts of rather kind of distraught looking individuals. And as you approach, she goes, "Elijah, and then stops as she sees the dwarf and the gnome, and she says, "I see you've brought friends. Come in, why not? Partake in the food I have to offer." And she points towards the table, which has plates of meats and fruits and figs. She's also got a pitcher of sweet wine for the morning.
Hello, madame. I am here on separate business, unusually. Something's come up, and it appeared to be a rather lucrative arrangement for you, and so I put my other little venture on hold for the moment. It'll be done by this evening, of course.
She puts two fingers up to silence you. "Are you not going to introduce me to your friends, Elijah? They look remarkable, yet you're rude enough not to introduce me or them."
Oh, forgive me. How? It's been a while since I've been around civilized company. This is Lantix and Rascorin. And the gentleman to my left, I believe, is Grilder Ironblood. You may have heard of them.
She
A
nods.
pleasure, Vivian.
"It's a pleasure's all mine, Master Gnome." And she turns towards Grildar and says, "I have heard of the Ironbloods, a noble house. There is no doubt in that."
Hard to avoid sometimes.
She nods. "Now, Elijah, explain to me
Madame.
what you're doing here with these two remarkable and lovely gentlemen." I'm
I'll exchange
assuming...
a glance with Lantix while this is happening, and I'll just like, "Do you understand what's happening?"
Sorry, were you talking to me?
No, this was like just a glance with Lantix, so we weren't saying anything.
Ah, okay. Well, they seek an arm contraction. And I'll give her as much as I can of a look underneath the fact that I'm wearing an expressionless mask.
She betrays no emotion.
Nah, she's a pro, that's why.
She just stares.
And I do believe are willing to pay for the information of their location. I, for one, would do a great deal for this knowledge.
Can you do me a favour and roll a deception check?
Me?
Yep.
Oh, I thought I was talking in like, oh, is it deception for these two?
No.
I thought I was being fairly clear to her, to be fair. I fucked up. Can I have a second chance? Here's some guys that are willing to pay
No.
you for my error.
No.
Okay.
I need you to roll deception. Yep, fine. She kind of narrows her eyes and glances at you, Elijah, and somehow you feel this tingle at the back of your spine that runs up to the back of your head. Yet when you shake your head, she goes, "Oh, okay. I believe you, Elijah. I know what you want, but I gave you that detail last night, did I not, when you came to me?" And then he goes, "Oh, did they not know? He came here looking for them, and I gave him their location last night."
I'll exchange a glance again.
The picture's becoming clearer.
And I have told them, unfortunately, that they were frightened away from their previous location by some dog without a bone, but it were.
So what you're telling me,
Overconfident.
Elijah, is that you attacked them, failed, and now they're in the wind.
For God's sake, I thought she had more subtlety than this. Now I'm going to have to kill her.
But not more patience, apparently.
You went off on your own, and you failed. You've got friends here to help you. I don't understand how you failed.
Neither do I, actually. But seeing as it's now all out in the open...
I am disappointed, Elijah. Your subtlety is a mess. You bring these two people into my office, looking for her off, and Omar. They were my business. And now you've brought these two in here. And no doubt, an Ironblood. I apologise, Grildar. But
Madame,
they're not exactly known for their lawlessness, are they, Elijah, as she stands up?
I'd like to remind you who you're talking to.
And who am I
say
talking
that
to?
Someone who is not frightened like the usual person who stands on the other side of this desk, I will remind you.
I see what he was getting at with hostility now.
Yeah, can you roll intimidation, Elijah?
I feel like she's going to be tough to intimidate.
You don't have it on
Oh,
your
I don't
sheet.
have it,
Just
do I?
roll a charisma check.
Yeah.
How have you not got intimidation fucking proficiency?
Alright, so as you, she goes, "Remind me who I'm talking to. Who I am talking to is an insignificant little whelp!" And as she begins to stand, the hairband that keeps her dreads in hisses silently away from her hair, and her hair begins to undulate and move. And as it undulates and moves, you'll hear the telltale rattlesnake as her hair moves up and the golden caps fall away from the tips of her dreads. And as the gold caps fall to the ground, tink, 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 and hit the ground, you see a mess of snake hair as it protrudes up. They hiss towards you, and I need you all to roll initiative.
Cool. That was the result I wanted there. She was starting to wind Elijah up. But it's also because Elijah's halfway through quitting smoking and he couldn't even take her at this point.
Looks like I'm going to roll as well as you for this campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Macro as well?
Oh, right, okay. I thought we were just playing cards.
Yeah, well, shit's gonna go down.
Oh, look at the fucking size of this cunt.
What, the Minotaur?
Fucking size large, man. What a bollocks.
Brucey.
Alright, so Elijah,
Fucking Brucey.
what you see in front of you is a Gorgon. She is obviously a Gorgon.
Right.
Can we just have a zoom in on the token?
Yeah.
Since you made it and all.
I couldn't find I could not find a dark-skinned Gorgon. It was impossible.
Cool.
And could you do the same for Elijah's token? Because I hadn't seen it yet.
Okay.
Ah, that's what it was. It was really hard to see from like a small token what it was meant to look.
Yeah, it's got a thick border, isn't it? And to be fair, I think the original image that me and Mike found, it was the best one, but it was really like difficult to place.
Okay, so Elijah, your turn.
Okay. Wearing anything metal? Classic question.
She is currently not wearing any metal. She's in her morning gown.
Okay, I'm gonna jump back.
Alright, cool.
And for the moment, I'm gonna fire my crossbow. I think.
Alright, go ahead.
I need to remind myself how inspiration works as well.
There's a folder. I put a PDF in the Discord that you can read. It's got all of the inspirations in it.
Oh no, as in bardic inspiration.
Oh, you give it as a bonus action. You give it to another player, and then they get to add that to any of their rolls.
And I do that in my turn, do I? Or
Yeah, it's
sorry,
a bonus action.
Right, fire that.
Okay, she just knocks it out of the air with her claws. Shatters.
Cool. And I will attach this to Grilda. Some strings.
Ah, so basically, it's inspiration, but it's called Living Marionette, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice,
Like,
okay.
any observations, last minute movements, stuff like that.
Okay, so... Grildar, can you roll me a perception check? Not Grildar, sorry. Macra, can you roll me a perception check to see if you actually hear what's going on above you?
Oh, I hope I notice and he doesn't.
Pretty funny.
Well,
This is his
actually,
job to notice.
But both of us not noticing also works, to be fair. Oh, why have I not got perception fucking proficiency? That's so silly. Fucking hell.
Someone's... I think you're in a wind tunnel, Todd.
Sorry.
That's alright, so...
Fucking get Gareth going down the fucking mic.
You see the Minotaur in front of you, Bruce, goes... Looks up towards the stairs, looks towards you, and stands. He moves. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me check his movement. Nice.
Did you do this without saying anything?
Yeah, and then moves around the corner, and you hear shing, and then he uses the dash action to come back towards you, and you see he's got a massive two-handed axe in his hand now. That was his action, and he just stares at you, goes as he begins to like bring up his rage.
Oh, for fuck's sake. So it's just a sigh of, oh, for fuck's sake. And then as he's building up his rage, it's very similar, just a huff and a puff. And now I'm pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
And we break out a rage for ourselves as well.
Don't you grow twice the size?
I fucking do indeed. Come on, Brucey, you little bitch.
He kind of goes, this'll make the fight equal.
Ah, you say that. Not even close, mate. Not even fucking close.
Alright. Bang.
I'd say, oh yeah, sorry, I'll recklessly attack first. I'll mention that. It wouldn't have affected that either way, but yeah, it'd be reckless. So instead of attacking with disadvantage, it's just a normal attack.
All
So
right.
16, 23 damage.
Nice. So you just swing forward with Titanmore and you crack him in the chest. There's like a snap of bone as he flies back. The table goes hurtling up across the room, smashes, food, drink goes everywhere. The human patron on the floor goes, "What the fuck?" as he stands up, just runs off. Like, and then Bruce smacks against, there's blood pouring out of the wound. He did.
There's a fucking Gorgon upstairs. There's a fucking Clash the Titans down here. Fucking hell, what's going on?
I did say it was an Egyptian Greek theme. Right, is there anything else?
No, that's me done.
Alright, so Lady Obsidian turns towards Elijah and says, "You will pay!" Can you make a con save?
Sorry, I forgot I was muted. Yes, I can.
You are one lucky son of a bitch, you know that. Right, so she turns towards you with her amber eyes and they ignite like fire. And you see this beam of amber magic fire from her eyes strikes Elijah. And as it strikes Elijah, you see obsidian crystallizing around his flesh, moving rapidly across him. You are currently restrained. And if you fail your saving throw next turn, you are petrified and turn to obsidian.
Okay.
You skipped my turn, by the way. Because I clicked it from my token, but it didn't go on the initiative order. I had a 7.
That's why.
Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't do it. I clicked it like I'm supposed to, but it didn't work.
One moment, let me check. Weird.
I don't know, I'm fine taking my turn after. Don't worry about it.
Okay, you're right, it didn't go on, did it?
No.
Okay, so... What did
Token
you
not linked, maybe? I rolled a 7.
Right, so we'll go... yeah, well, we'll finish her turn quickly, and then
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So after that, she moves there. She like runs across, knocks the table to the side with what looks like inhuman strength, and as she begins to move towards, she moves towards Elijah. She can actually attack as well.
Oh yeah.
What's your AC, Elijah?
13.
Alright, one of the claws hits you in the chest for 9 damage.
Okay.
The other scrapes across your face for 7. And then the third one, you just managed to duck out the way as it lets out sparks from the wall. Now it's Grildar's turn.
Yes, I hear what's going on downstairs, presumably.
You hear a massive bang. Yeah, you hear like the thump of something heavy.
Right, well, I will go and see what the hell is happening to Macra because I care about him a hell of a lot more than Elijah so far.
Okay, are you? She will attack you if you leave.
Yeah, that's fine.
What's your AC?
18.
Oh, as you go to leave, the snakes turn, and they immediately go to bite you from her hair, and you just bring up your shield, and then push away from her.
Yep.
That was a good damage roll as well. You are lucky.
Make my way over here. It's down these stairs, right?
Yeah. So it takes 15 foot of movement to get down the stairs.
Well, I will grapple myself down the stairs. I'll shoot at the bottom of the stairs and just yank my way over there.
All right.
So what you see actually happening is
love
that
the Spider-Man.
you actually see like an ethereal hook appear from my hand. I sling the hook down to the ground in the common room below, pull myself towards it, and it just looks like I'm being reeled in, like the Batman thing that he throws on top. And I just get pulled over there, and I arrive there with a lot of force and stumble a little bit as I get there, and then I just see a massive bugbear in the way.
Yeah, you do.
Move over here.
Grildor, the fuck's going on?
Fight upstairs. Came to see if you're okay.
Just point at the big cunt in front of me.
And then seeing the Minotaur, I'll shoot at him.
Okay.
And let's force strike the guy.
All right. Wow, that's quite a lot.
Yeah, you can ignore the second bit. That's just in case I crit and it doesn't automatically add the die.
Right. Did you just roll max damage?
No, that's 3 off max.
Okay, so you fling the 4-star, hits the Minotaur square in the chest.
Yeah, so for 12, to be clear, the 11 is not...
Yep.
Yeah, okay. And that's my turn.
Solinus.
Is it too late to continue talking, Lady Obsidian?
It looks like she's going to kill Elijah.
I figured that would be the case.
That wasn't the question, though.
Oh. Good luck.
Yes!
Oh my god!
I love how we're sticking to the roleplay. We've got an obviously evil character who's just going to die instantly for being a dick.
Just rolling up a new one.
We're all like quite good people. And he's just like a proper dick. He's like, he's dead.
Wow, you say.
Well, I mean, you've got children. I came to see if you were okay first.
Well, obviously.
Right.
Cast
Solinus.
invisibility as I go down the stairs.
Nice, okay. I assuming that's your turn.
That is.
Elijah, it's your turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just had myself on mute just in case I get into the wind tunnel.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay.
You realise that you're tangling with some very powerful creature.
Oh, yeah, I know that now. Okay. Let's go with, for the moment, this is my best bet. Hang on. Why is it not appearing? There we go.
You must be fresh with it. Alright. It's a wisdom saving throw, yeah?
DC 15.
Oh, she rolls a 16.
Fuck! Could have saved me.
Oh man, I like to
Well.
apologise.
Bye-bye now.
I thought you might have been more intelligent than this.
It's cool. It's cool. See you later.
Do you want to move? Anything like that?
Well, she'll get an attack of opportunity, won't she? And she can just come
move,
after
like,
me again.
You could move there. That'd be fine.
Well, she won't, because she already attacked
Yeah,
once.
she did actually already use her reaction.
So unless she's super nasty and has multiple reactions...
So you've still got 4 squares to move if you want.
Shoot. Bye-bye now.
Are you going down the stairs?
I am. Yeah, I can't. I mean, I can get there for the moment, but
Yeah, you could get like right there. That is the only part. That is
Yeah.
the movement. So you begin playing the pipes, and she just is not scared of them.
nope. Well, bugger.
Okay, so Macra.
Brucey, can we not talk this out? What the fuck's going on?
He doesn't say a thing.
I'm gonna grapple him.
All right.
I'll drop the Titan to the floor for now, and my feet now, and I'll try to restrain him.
You succeed.
Sound.
Hey,
That's the end of my turn.
he looks like last night's drinking's caught up with him, and his legs just go. They just go as if he'd rolled a nat 1. He just falls to the ground.
Yeah, that's me done. I'm just trying to talk him down, like,
Yeah,
Brucey.
Don't you cuddle me, bugbear!
I was going by the horns. I'm just trying to like push him to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Like, can we really not just talk this out?
Oh, can you make a con save, Elijah?
He just did.
Yeah, I did it just as you said it because I remembered.
As you try to run down the stairs, you just freeze.
He's obsidian.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what a great start.
I hope this character didn't have too much backstory.
That's glorious. No, he's gone.
Girldar, it's your turn.
Yes. So I see this at the top of the stairs happening, right?
Yeah, he's literally an obsidian statue at the top of the stairs.
Okay. And I will use my fortress defense,
Okay.
which puts up panels just behind where Lantix is, blocking the stairway.
By using a space 15 feet from you start from that point, a number of translucent panels. Each panel is 5 foot wide, 4 foot tall, 4 inch thick, and tall enough. Creatures cannot move through the wall, though they can jump over it. The wall persists for 1 minute. AC hit points.
Doesn't say.
It should.
Doesn't say.
I mean, like a level. You can replicate that with like a level 4 or 5 spell. It should. Well, even that has hit points. So
I could look it up again, but I don't think it has any in the class.
Yeah, we'll worry about it later.
Yeah, that's my turn anyway to summon that thing. Except that I'll move over here afterwards. So I'll just put them to like block the corridor.
what, behind Elijah or in front of Elijah?
No, just behind Lantix.
Oh,
Like that's why I asked if I could see him turning star. I don't see him getting away from there anytime soon, so I'm just blocking off the entrance so that this obviously thing which just fucked up Elijah is not gonna fuck us up as well.
okie dokie.
And then I'll move where I've moved, and that's my turn.
Oh, well, fair enough. Lady Obsidian moves towards them. She moves Elijah to the side, just slides him delicately, and then she pushes the panels out the way.
What?
Doesn't say you can't move them. In fact, the 7th level says... the 7th level is the fact that they can't be moved.
No, it's the creatures behind you which can't be moved. It makes the whole thing pointless if you were to do that.
You just push them out the way.
Like,
You just put some ply panels up in the wall.
All I'm saying is that it's currently broken.
Yeah,
I mean, I did ask you to look at the class before playing, but I'll check what the...
I'm not going to sit there and read the whole class, really, like, when I had other things to do. I thought you would notice if it was OP.
Well, it lasts for 1 minute. It just blocks the small passage. It's like Wall of Force, right?
Yeah. Yeah, a 5th level spell.
Waterford does quite a bit more than what this does, but yeah, I'll look at what it does exactly. But for now, can we just assume that it works the way it says it does?
Okay. Solinus. Or Lantix.
Lantix, please.
Oh, your voice modulator's gone.
That's because I'm talking.
No, we don't want to listen to you though, do we? We're here for Lantix.
Yep.
Yeah, just don't help your new furry bugbear friend, mate. Just you scuttle off away.
No one said anything about being friends.
The Minotaur immediately says, "Get off of me, bugbear."
He's asking nicely, so I guess I'll let go.
Alright, and as you do, he backs off, like, straightens himself out, looks down at the wound on his chest, and he's like, "Fuck me, you hurt."
Aye, I'm pretty good at that. Do you want to go see what's the crack?
Sure.
And I'll just like step to the side and let him walk into the room. To go have a word with his lady.
Yeah, and he moves up there, comes back down and goes, "Where is she?" Alright, we'll get to Elijah. Oh my god. Macra.
So he's just he's looked up, can't see her, and just gone, "Where is she?"
Yep.
I just like shrug at him, like I won't run away yet, but I'll let him like resolve this shit first.
Alright. Okay, so Solinus, you're outside, right?
No, I'm standing where I am.
Alright, so from the front road, like the cobbles, to your left, you see Lady Obsidian land on the ground and begin walking towards the front door.
Ah, shit. Yeah, it's the end of my turn anyway. I'm just waiting to see what happens.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm just saying that on the last turn, she jumped out the window. Grilda.
Yeah, hearing her jump out, I will ready a force. Actually, I'll ready a short grasp at her in case she takes any hostile action towards anyone in the room.
Okay. Right, is that the end of your turn?
It is.
Right, she bursts through the door, stands, looks around the room, and she just goes, "Get out!"
Okay.
I will nod and cautiously walk around her.
Alright, and I'm assuming you all leave?
Just rub the side of the face. The door just slammed into it.
I'll try to squeeze through the hole whilst I'm still enraged. I guess nothing's attacked me there really, so yeah, I'll shrink back down to size as I gain my cool again.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're back on the street.
Yep.
Right. What the fuck just happened then?
Well, he wasn't lying, that's for sure.
Yeah, we seem to be missing creepy mask guy.
Yes, she didn't take too well to his insults, and they broke out into a fight. He got turned to stone. We left.
For fuck's
He
sake!
really shouldn't have insulted her like that.
Where the fuck does Eros get these guys? Like, to be fair, I guess out of 4 guys, he got 3 out of 4. Seems like mostly alright. Where the fuck did he get him from? It's your sister, doesn't it not?
What do you mean?
Was it not your someone your sister knew? Was it?
No, I believe Eros knew this person.
Ah, right, okay. I thought it was you seem like quite friendly with your sister. I thought that's what the little. Never mind. Anyway,
I think
right.
they've worked together in the theatre, perhaps at some point, but I think that's the extent of their.
Just a working
Familiarity.
relationship then.
Yes.
Fair enough. Well, that's our other major link, and we're a party member down now. So,
Well, I don't mean to be a stick in the mud, but shouldn't we let the guards know what's going on here?
Yes, let's talk about that once we get out of here.
yeah. I was assuming this was while we were walking and talking, like a hush, like fast waddle walk, as fast as the little gnome's legs will take him. Anyway.
So you guys quickly make your hasty retreat from Newtown. And with that, we're going to take a 5-minute break.
All right.
smash.
Right, I guess we're back after the short battle with Lady Obsidian, revealing herself as a Gorgon. And after a successful petrifying blast attack, that sounds like a Pokemon ability, she
It was super
turned...
effective.
Yeah, it was super effective and turned Elijah to Obsidian. However, the rest of you have managed to escape back out into Newtown, knowing that you're probably not welcome back at the Bastard's Blade anytime soon.
On the plus side, we do have new information.
Yes, there's a Gorgon in Newtown, which is disturbing in itself.
No. Lady Obsidian, before she went a bit crazy, she did happen to mention two names, Fluff and Omar.
Yes, indeed. And the fumbled assassination attempt, I take it, by Elijah.
It does sound that way. But at least we now have names, we have races, a vague idea of who they could be. Takes us one step closer to finding them.
Yes, the question is, given the company that Elijah kept himself in, what are these people and what do they do to deserve an assassination attempt?
It's unknown to me.
Clearly pissed someone off. Going around nicking. Who could have made these gauntlets on their hands then that make these the needle
that's
things?
a sticky predicament. Not many people. Really, none.
What do
So
you
you don't know anyone that can make them? The gauntlets.
Not that I would expect to be here. Maybe,
What do you mean by that it would expect to be here?
well, back at my home, maybe one or two people. This far out? No.
And they couldn't be here without you knowing? I mean, they could have traveled here, I take it.
They could have. It would just be very surprising. Not many of my kind come this way.
Or perhaps they came to see you.
Done a poor job of finding me, though. Which is exactly why I want to find who these people are.
Very well. As you said, we should go and report this to the guards as well. This is obviously dangerous for anyone around here.
Well, yes, I just witnessed a man, I don't know what. Murdered, I suppose.
Yes, not quite that concerned for his life as much as what it means for the people around here.
These two
life
just seem
is
really
life.
concerned that death's happened around them. Macro was like, that third one, and it's not even dinner time yet. Like, saw a motherfucker get stabbed outside my door like, last night. I just had to move him out of the way.
It's the law, young Master Ironblood. It must be reported.
If you insist.
Well, we should probably head that way and give some thought as to how we might locate these people.
Yes, agreed. Perhaps we can ask the guards at the same time to have a look out for these people as they're involved.
Yes,
Wouldn't that put them further into hiding, though, if they knew that the full town was after them?
Perhaps. Do you have a better suggestion on how to find them?
So I was asking about them gauntlets.
they should be
I wa-
relatively unique. We could ask around to see if they've been seen. I don't imagine there's many people with them.
If we don't know who's made them, then maybe we could find out who would be able to sell that kind of thing, who'd actually be able to provide them with such thing. I always feel like I know a guy.
Would you like to use your inspiration?
I've not got any, that's the issue.
No, you all got one at the end of last session.
Oh, sound, yeah, I'll use my inspiration then, yeah, for I know a guy. And I want to know a guy that would deal in these kind of very rare artifacts in the black market.
Funny enough, he's right next to you. No, in the black market. Okay, so first things first. Who is the NPC? He's a black market dealer, yeah? What? Okay, can you make a charisma check? Actually, no, don't. I make the charisma check. What's your charisma bonus?
Not very good. It's +0.
+0? Uh-oh.
No, don't worry. I expect us to be doing some shit for this guy.
All right, cool. You know a guy. You definitely know a guy. He's a Million Islander called Raphael.
I've had a belly full of Million Islanders today, yeah, but I know one. Raphael, he sells very peculiar items of interest like this. Let's go have a word with him, see if he'd know anything about these special gauntlets.
All right, so you know that he would be near your hometown, near the common docks, overlooked by the Watcher. So if you want to head there.
That'd make sense. He's in the docks, yeah. We'll just tell him that we're heading towards the docks and be on our way.
Yep. Okay, so it's your...
Yep, sure.
Yeah, I'm assuming you come in as well, Lantix?
Well, of course, if you know anything, I'm more than happy to find out.
Alright, so at the common docks, he normally situates himself overlooking the bay, drinking himself to oblivion nearly every day. So as you approach, Ralph Riptide, a half-elf, sits by one of the docks overlooking the fishing bay, and he has long blonde hair tied into a messy ponytail, and he looks really down on his luck. Tattered cloak, greasy leathers, and as you approach him and he hears the footfalls of Makra, he turns, looks at you, and there's a brief moment of, is he gonna be angry with you? And then he goes, Makra, come sit down, and then have a drink. Begins drinking from the wine flask.
I'll take me time all off my back, sit it associated next to the one. These are Grilda and Laxatin. Lantix, my little known friend here.
Yes, the latter.
The half-elf turns to look at you all and goes, yeah, morning.
I'll keep it sweet anyway, short and sweet. We've got a situation I need to sort with, but I need some information about some rare artifacts. And I know you know everyone of interest in this regard.
Oh, I do know what you're after.
Exactly. I'll look to Grindel to like try and to. Have you got the glass thing?
Well, I think in this case it would be much easier if Lantix explains. He knows much more about the subject than I do.
Yeah.
If you could, please.
Yeah,
of course. Well, it's potentially a hard light gauntlet, and it would produce. They look like this.
And I'll just summon the hard light gauntlet needle.
I see. So you want a contraption that summons them, fires them, uses them?
Not entirely sure. Do we have any more information on that other than it was found on them?
I don't think so. Just basically a gauntlet and something to do with any connection.
Liam, remind me, did we have some information on whether or not we knew anything about how it was used?
You didn't really. Someone
Cat foxed off.
Yep. On the way. Is he coming back?
He'll be in a minute.
He asked me a question.
There'll be Discord being bollock.
You don't recognize one of these, then?
I don't, but I tell you what, I have contacts that take a while to get a hold of. And for Makra... Alright, he's back. For Makra, I can do some of this. I will want something in return.
Of course. What'd you like?
And no, just so you know, Grildar, you didn't know why and how they were used. Other than the obvious that they're actually kind of like a throwing weapon. like a
Yeah, if they were shot at something, it would be
projectile.
bad for the thing that was shot at.
Yes. Yeah. And he says, I can do this for you, but you're going to have to help old Ralphie out, Makra, when this is all over.
As always.
Do you remember George? Wave Cleaver, my old captain.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a law over in the Million Islands that when you jump from one vessel to another and you're the first to land your feet upon the deck of the enemy vessel,
Double the bounty.
double the bounty. Yeah, you know it. And, well, George owes me that bounty, but instead of giving it to me, I recovered from the wounds I got, and he never gave it. Didn't even give me the original pay. Deal with George. Not yet. Wait till I've got my side of the bargain ready. Deal with George Wavecleaver and the rest of the crew. Get me my gold back. Done. How's that?
Bad deal with. Do you want a blood price or did you just want the gold?
I just want the gold that's owed me from George.
How much is the amount owed?
Several hundred gold.
Very well.
Yeah, and I'm willing to even split any loot or bounty that we so happen to come across while perusing his ship.
Ah, you're coming with us, right.
Well, I will do when the time arises, but for now, let me reach out my fingers into the webs, and I will find where this contraption is for you. And if I can't, then the deal's off.
Fair dues. Sounds like a plan. Spit in my hand.
Yep, he shakes your hand.
That must be really nasty on the bugbear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then he
Like,
looks...
yeah, that's no.
Yeah. Alright, so you've met Raphael Riptide, but yeah.
Raphael. Ralph Riptide, and he is a...
half-elf Bretonian pirate.
What have you got yourself caught up in here, young Master Ironblood?
That is a good question indeed. Worth investigating, either way. Especially considering its connection to you and the possible implications if someone might accuse you of being involved.
Well, yes, I'm desperate to find out, but it's all getting very strange. Murders, gorgons, blood prices.
Yes,
Makes
agreed.
me uneasy. Seems there's nothing else to it, though.
Well, as for the blood price, I think we could try and settle it in a different way if the other party so insists. But as you know, often in these matters, they are very persistent in these things and will not give up so easily.
Oh, yes, I honestly thought we might have had a discussion with Lady Obsidian, but I didn't go to plan.
Yes, she seemed hot-tempered, to say the least.
Yes. I suppose in the meantime, while we wait for this fellow, we should do what we can ourselves to try and locate this Roth and Omar.
I guess at this point I'm wrapped up with Ralph then. I'll come and join your conversation. Alright, so he's going to take a couple of days then before he figures out any information. What are we doing in the meantime, do you reckon?
Well, next up, I would like to report this to the guards, especially around Ascension Day coming up. This should be dealt with swiftly. I'll see if I can speak to some of my old contacts. I do not believe the normal guards would be capable of handling a situation of this magnitude. However, we should ask the normal guards, perhaps, if they've seen anyone with this kind of object, as you mentioned. Rightly so, Macra. Perhaps if we put out an APB on them, so to speak, these two will go into hiding. So perhaps it would be better if we try and find out some information about them that might still trigger them, but it would be a little bit less obvious, perhaps.
Aye, something to keep it a bit more under wraps. Right then, let's go and talk some of your old contacts then.
Yes, well, here's what I suggest. I will go and do so. Lantix, if possible, I actually have something to ask when at the library. I would like to quickly visit there. And do you know if there's any documentation about crafting any of these objects in your material? Did you ever write about these possibilities?
In terms of the gauntlets?
Yes, or the description of how a needle, a heartline needle you called it, would
That's
come
right.
to be.
Well, yes, there's several writings. I mean, I have many plans for the hard light construction, several of which are documented there.
Perhaps we should go and ask to see who's been perusing these documents of yours.
That would be a good idea. I mean, a hard light gauntlet is mentioned. I mean, my idea was dissimilar to how it's described to me, but I suppose theoretically someone could take the idea and run with it.
Very well then. Here's what I suggest. I need to pass by the university anyway, on my way to the blood barracks. Perhaps we can go there in Macra. If you could speak to the guards and let them know what happens in Newtown. Just make them aware. That's all we ask. Just have them report anything they find to the blood barracks, and I'll make sure that someone's there to receive word of it once I've been there.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I'm not sure they listen to. They're going to be too, hospitable. Don't know they'll listen to you at all, to be honest.
You're a civilian, nonetheless, are you not?
He just realised he's talking to someone who's just like been a noble of his life. He's like, fuck me. Right, they'll, I'm sure they'll make good notice of it. And just like, thumbs up and smile at you, like, yeah, I'm definitely going to do that. Just no intention in doing it. Literally,
are you being clearly sarcastic, or?
Yeah, dead. But usually I'm thick as fuck. Like, I can't hide the fact that I'm just being dead sarky. Like, yeah, I'm sure they'll listen. I'm sure they'll they'll report that egregious crime.
Well, they should. I'm happy to join you if you think that would increase your chance of success.
I think you could increase your chances of success even more if I just wasn't even there. But yeah, I guess we could go together. And I'd like to go to the university as well at some point. I could really do with that gold I lost.
Yes, I did ask on your behalf to see if they'd found it. I'll let you know if you want.
Yeah,
save you the trip there. You can spend some more time with your children if you wish.
Well, I wouldn't mind the trip actually as well, because I've still got this, and then I'll pull out the little sparkling water tube I've got they're bought from the normal. Like, it must be something valuable. Look at it; it's fizzy.
Here's some bubbles rising in it.
Well, look, as I'm due to the return to the university anyway, would you... Oh, goodbye.
Yeah, I can join you though, yeah.
Well, I was going to suggest, I mean, as I'm returning there anyway, I can deal with the university business if you two would like to speak with the guards.
Yeah, that works as well. I like very delicately hand you over my little tube of fizzy water.
And what am I supposed to do with this?
Sorry, yeah, that's what I was just mentioning. It needs looking at by magic types. It's definitely something valuable.
Yeah, I'm sorry if there's going to be cat sound, but every time I mute myself with the button, it crashed my Discord, so... I'll just try and hold the button down well if I hear it.
That is.
Just taking a look at this fizzy bubbly.
Yep.
Do I think it could be potentially magical or a potion or anything?
It definitely looks the part.
Yeah. Well, as I don't imagine doing much else today, let's cast Detect Magic on it.
Okay, you cast.
I'm just like fucking. Whoa! What the fuck you doing, Float?
Alright, I'm gonna whisper something to you.
I mean, you could ritual cast as we're walking.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not too fussy. We're not. I don't see us doing much in the rest of the day.
Well, but that's what we thought when we went to talk to Lady Obsidian as well. Anyway.
Well, I'm sure it's great to drink, but I don't think it'll do much for you.
Why? What is it meant to do?
Not a clue. That's the problem.
Oh, right. What?
I don't think it does anything.
Well,
where did you get this?
I bought it off a artifact trader.
Oh, really? What was his
It
name?
was?
I don't know his name. He was a.
It was a no. I don't think he was dealing in artifacts, Samakra.
This one looks artifact. Take it then. See if you can figure out what it does. If you don't know what it does now.
I mean, I'll certainly take it, but I'm sorry to say, Mr. Ra, I think you've been swindled.
It looks so valuable though. Fizzy.
Well, I'll see what I can find out about it.
Yeah. Just all of a sudden, just noticing how itchy he is, and he's just like, now the adrenaline, everything's calmed down and everything. It's like the conversation, the disappointment of that's overflowing with just how itchy he is. It's like, I feel like a dickhead and I won't go.
Yeah, the bright midday sunshine beating down upon you. You're all sweating quite freely now, especially Grildar in his armor.
Yeah, quite used to it. We haven't really done anything heavy today, so it's fine.
No, but it's easily reached about 36, 37 degrees Celsius today.
Yeah, try and walk in the shade, but otherwise...
Yeah.
I've stood out in the heat in one spot in 8 hours in this heat before, so, you know.
Yeah, in guard duty, of course. Right, so, so I'm assuming the group's now going about their own business?
I was going to go with the guards, with Grindel then. I think I'll know my friend is going to go back to the university.
Okay.
If you wish, Lantix, I'll catch up with you later. I have some business there as well.
Certainly.
Alright, shall see you in about 2.5 hours. I suspect we'll need some time with the guards.
Very well.
Also, does either of you have any idea how to get in touch with our good friend Arasant?
He does seem to have disappeared, doesn't he? I imagine you just go knock on his door. Well, I can't, but you probably could.
Yes, if I were to know his address, that would be an option.
I imagine I know where he actually lives, don't I?
Yes, he does actually live just northeast of Shire Dell in a sandstone mansion in the walls of Abu Avenue.
Oh, well, we'll go see the guards and I'll go show you where he lives.
Yes, very well. We might be a little bit longer in that case, Lantix.
Not a problem. I'll be at the university all night.
Very well. I'll find you there then after visiting the Blood Barracks as well.
If I'm not in the university itself, I'll just be at the campus.
Very good.
Alright, so as you guys go about your own business, I want to move over to Elijah.
Oh, it's Stoneman himself.
Stony.
Sorry, I'm Obsidian Man.
Right, Elijah, you find yourself in a desert at night. Around you, there is nothing but the whirls of black sand, like iron filings, whirling up and forming little twisters around you. In front of you, there is a large sandstone gate looming at an awkward angle out of the dunes. As you see that, in the middle, sand and black iron fillings begin to rise up, forming a shape. And as you stare towards it, someone twisting and spiraling comes out of the sand in front of you. He holds a khopesh and a set of scales in one hand. And then he turns to you, and you see he's got the head of a black-furred jackal wearing golden breastplate and golden gauntlets and bronze shin pads, and they're the only thing that shows colour in this world. Above you, you realise that the sky is a dark, foreboding, cloudy whirlpool, but kind of an upside-down whirlpool, like spiralling towards a pinprick of light. Very shady pinprick of light, like dim. And he turns towards you and he says, "Come."
Did I take some of my own stare or something?
He reaches out and he stands at least 11 feet tall, broad of shoulder, and he grabs you by one shoulder and pushes you, and you just kind of being dragged across the sand or the iron fillings on the ground. And then he points towards like a dune that is flanked by the gate, and he says, "There." And as you stare closer, you see there's a queue of people with their heads drooped down towards their feet. Most of them, it's all kind of different types of people. You see people in regal robes. You see people in nothing. You see naked people. You see all different types of races and creatures, all different walks of life. And then they shuffle forward towards the gate, one by one.
Right, then. Okay. Take a step towards the queue of people, I guess.
And the jackal-headed guardian follows you. You can make a intelligence check if you want to see, and you recognise. It's more of a religion check actually to recognise what this creature is.
Okay. It's one of the only things I actually know IRL.
It's, you've been in Mokhul long enough to kind of.
Intelligence, you say?
Yeah, it's going to be a religion check, but.
Oh, that's right. Alright, can do it.
Alright, so these are known as the Divas of Anubis.
Excuse me.
And he leads you towards the end of the queue, and knowing what this creature is, you now know what's happened. You are dead.
So I'm dead then. Any chance I can interest you in a puppet show and a drink?
He shakes his head side to side, points down the queue, which is about 100 people long, towards the gate. And at the gate, you see there's a table and another one of the divas sitting there. His hand holding what looks like a set of scales, and you see people are walking up towards it. You see then the diva stand, grab hold of this guy that has just failed the test, and as he throws him towards the gate, you hear sound and like a long distant kind of like Wilhelm scream as he burns into ashes.
Oh, bugger. Perhaps 2 drinks and a puppet show?
The guard just kind of like, the diva just kind of stands behind you and then begins making his patrols up and down the line. And you see there are now multiple ones all across the sands. And you see multiple gates all in the distance. You realise what they are now. When you first saw them, they just like pinpricks, just images in the distance through bleary eyes. And would you like to do anything, or are you going to wait?
Wait for the moment. I've had some failed actions tonight.
Okay, so the queue goes quite quick. They seem to service, so to speak, these souls very quickly until you're about 2 or 3. And the guy in front of you is what looks like a Triton male with long seaweed-like hair. He's topless except for some sort of old ragged kilt, and he's shivering. You can hear him kind of sobbing slightly.
Good man.
He turns to face you from behind his shoulder.
Do have some dignity.
And you see a puddle forming around his feet.
Huh.
I wasn't good. I'm definitely going. I'm definitely going to hell. Or whatever they call it. I'm not even from here. I shouldn't be here.
Where should you be?
Anywhere but here. And then you hear kind of a gruff voice say, "Come forth." And the Triton just seems to step up. And the diva reaches forward. His hand goes through the chest of the Triton, pulls something out. You hear the Triton scream. He plops the bloody heart on one side of the scale, brings his hand up and summons forth a feather which arcs its way slightly down to the other side of the scale. And you see that the heart just shoots down, sorry. Shoots down. It's heavier than the feather. The diva reaches forward, grabs him, throws him towards the gate, and there's a and
Right.
And he goes, "You," and points towards you, Elijah.
Well, okay. I don't know if he'd feel like he'd really say anything at this point. It's kind of like this is some batshit shit. Do your worst then.
Okay, so as you stand up in front of the scales, he reaches forward, and an immense pain just like travels all throughout your body as this clawed, like this jackal's paw comes in, reaches in, rips your heart free. It's kind of a lurching pain feeling, slops it onto one side, and as he goes to summon the feather, just like he did with the Triton, you see that the feather appears but turns golden. And he looks at it, and as it lands, it equalises perfectly. And then this jackal-headed diva looks at you and goes, "It seems the bribe was paid."
So, bribe.
And he looks towards the gate, and it opens. You see a set of doors inside. As the black filings come up to form a set of double doors, they open, and inside you see what looks like the airy inside of a temple. Like it looks like kind of like lit, and looks airy. Looks like there's like flowers hanging from hanging pots and stuff like that. And you see a half-orc, like kind of peering in through the gates.
Hello?
Go.
Very well. Where?
And as you go to walk towards the gate, you can peer through even further. You see, it looks like like a temple. You've never seen this temple before, but it's got like a fountain in the center and a statue of what looks like Ra on one side.
I mean, it's so speechless at the moment. Like it feels like all the commentary that he would have would just be completely and utterly pointless. Is the half-orc still there?
Yeah. She's like, it's like a close-up, as if you're seeing it through two pairs of ovals, like slits.
Where exactly are we, per se?
You don't get any answer from behind you.
Right. Well, I guess I'll keep going.
Alright, so you go to walk through the double doors, and we'll end your part there.
Okay. Alright. Some
Alright.
bizarre shit.
Right, so, Grildar, and I'm assuming you were going to go see the guards.
Yes, together with Mokhul, that's right.
Okay, so both of you are heading towards where, may I ask? There are several guard posts positioned all throughout the city. The headquarters, of course, for the Hound Guard is the Kennels, but the Blood Barracks is for the Blood Knights, which you're more...
Yeah, no, we're first going to go and see, like, I assume that other than the Hound Guard, there's also just normal guards stations,
No,
except for
that
like their
is-
home base.
That is the Hound Guard.
Yeah, no, I get that, but I assume that they're not just there; they should be stationed around the city as well.
Oh yeah, like I said, there are stations
Yeah,
all over
exactly.
the place. Like
So we'll just go to the closest guard post.
Alright, so what, from the common docks?
Yeah, so maybe go a little bit west since it's in the direction of Newtown.
Oh, okay, fair enough. There is a guard post just at the base of Newtown.
There's nothing in between there and here?
Oh yeah, about 4 or 5 of them, but...
Oh yeah, we'll just go to the one that's closest from here, but to the west.
Alright, so right near the Lady Luck Shrine, surrounded by orchards and beautiful hills, is a sentry tower, which you know has a dozen or so Hound Guards posted at most. They act as basically a fire brigade, a police force, and a quick first on the scene for any like emergencies that happen. Grildar's also privy to the knowledge they keep a paladin of Anubis with them at all times.
So
Right.
each outpost has a paladin.
Well, this one does. Yeah.
Because it's in the valley, probably.
Oh.
Yeah,
right,
it's
makes
rich
sense.
boy land, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's Shadil, you don't get this then.
All right, so we'll go there and just walk up to the guard post.
Mm-hmm.
So, hail. Need to speak to your captain, or sergeant if no captain's present.
Okay, so Hound Guard looks to the tower behind him, hits a bell, and you hear like the door open on the sentry tower, some 60 feet above you, and a man dressed in studded leather with a turban on looks over, and his turban has a glorious kind of silk black look to it with a like a black jewel hanging from the front, and he goes, "I will be one moment."
Very well, thank you.
And as he climbs down the ladder and approaches you, he goes, "Well met. Name is Achilles."
Good to meet you, Achilles. My name is Grilder Ironblood.
Ah, I know of you.
Yes, you can practically see my house from up there, I imagine.
I can.
I have some disturbing news to report to you. You were at the closest station, although this might not necessarily be for you to deal with. We were asked to investigate something, and when we went to investigate, we found that there are people who seem to have gauntlets of some kind that can shoot projectiles made of glass. They're quite deadly if used in the appropriate manner, and we've been asked to find these people. However, we learned some information that, well, I will report this to the headquarters later. There's something more going on in Newtown which may have something to do with this. For now, what I would ask you to do is perhaps put out word to your fellow soldiers that if any sightings happen with people with these gauntlets, that they should be quietly reported to the appropriate authorities. These people should be assumed to be armed and dangerous and with hostile intent.
He nods.
With the exception of one small gnome, and I'll give him a description of Lantix. This person is not involved, he's actively aiding in the investigation.
And he leans forward, and as he leans forward, you see he's got like the fine wisp of a beard coming through. He's probably a human in his like early 30s. He says, and I'm assuming this is the work that you are doing now that you are no longer part of the Blood Knights.
Correct. I will be reporting this to them as well in case any of these people turn up. I don't want to send any of your men into danger of this magnitude.
Okay, so what you're also telling me is that you no longer have any authority.
Correct. I'm merely asking you to spread this as a citizen.
He nods. I can keep an eye out, yes.
Very good, that's all I ask.
But I will not be approaching or diving any business in Newtown.
I understand. That's why I reported to you, not to the people in Newtown. I know this is not within your jurisdiction to handle.
Between me and you, too many palms are greased when it comes to Newtown.
Yes, there's some unsavory business happening there. There's no honor in it, that's for sure.
I don't trust those Bretonians. Filthy savages.
Well, I'm not sure if they're all the same. I haven't met enough of them to judge, honestly.
All I know is that they like to whore, drink, and fight. Did you hear that the champion this year is going to be a Bretonian?
If he won the fights, it's only fair.
And the guard behind goes, sir. And he turns, what? He's actually Nasian? And he just goes, they're all the same. These million islanders. They're all the same.
Wow.
And I'll just leave him with that.
And as you leave, you hear the captain turn around and go, "Don't you ever embarrass me in front of people like that ever again. I'm always right." And the hound guard's like, "Yes, sir. Sorry, sir."
Yep, clearly not getting anywhere with this one. So I'll say to Makra and say, "This, Makra, as we were out of earshot of the tower, is why eventually I was very glad to leave the hound guard. You see, these people that have lots of pretense around them, but they actually fail doing their job most of the time. And there's clearly not getting anything done here."
And Mark Ross trying his hardest to hide his shit-eating grin because he knows exactly this is what was going to happen. He's like, "Oh, you don't say. You don't say. Oh, shame." Right, shall we go do something useful?
Yes, let's head to Terras's residence, and then I'll make my way up to the Blood Barracks from there.
Go on then.
Right.
Let's go in.
Right, so, Lantix, what are you up to?
Heading to the university.
Okay, so you capture a ride up to there, the wagon, and head through Quisitaton over the Bridge of Glass into the university proper. You going into the university or into the campus?
Into the university to start with.
Yep, you see Visna is busy at her usual job, writing scrolls, scratching down notes. And as you approach, she doesn't even notice you because you're quite small and her desk is quite high. So she's just like, she does hear the footsteps and you see her look around like usual, completely bewildered. But she's like,
Afternoon, Vesna.
Oh, and she leans over the table. It's like, oh, there you are. I thought I heard somebody approach.
Yes, hello. Is the library clerk in? I assume so.
Yes.
Good. Excuse me.
Okay, up, and you head towards the great bronze valve-like door that is the entrance to the library, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
And immediately, the two scholar guards there open it for you.
What's the name of the clerk at the library?
Ooh, give me a goddamn second. His name is Hats Fupet. Oh, for God. Why did I write that? What the hell?
I was just about to say, just why'd you do this to yourself?
I don't know. Anyway, call him Hats.
Afternoon, Hatsrupet.
Okay, Hatsrupet is an elf of middle years. He's got slight grey sides, a slight salt and pepper beard, and as he looks up, pokes his glasses up just like every scholar does apparently when I roleplay them. He goes, he looks you down the beak of a nose and says, "Ah, Lantix, welcome. What do you need today? How can I help?"
I'm sure you can help me. I'm curious to know who... I'm sure you keep an eye on things, but who's been looking at my work recently?
Oh, one moment. He just puts one of the ledgers to the side, leans down to a drawer, opens it, puts another ledger down, begins moving, licks his finger, begins turning the papers. Oh, okay, well, yesterday, your ledgers were accessed by one Grildar Ironblood and... Oh, it seems Bwan is a funny fucker and has put weird guy with mask.
Ah, yes, you can correct that if you want. His name is Elijah Aubrey.
Thank you. Scribbles it out and you hear the scratching. Elijah Aubrey. Where does that name... that name sound so familiar? Never mind. Anyway, and he begins writing it.
I'm aware of those two. Any further back?
Oh, give me a second. He just turns one page and he goes, "Other than yourself and Sashida, no one has actually accessed your ledgers in some time."
That is most peculiar.
Well, to come here, Lantix, take a look at this. And he turns the ledger behind, like, around and pushes you towards it, and you see that at the top, like, maybe 2-3 months ago, there is a name, but someone has, like, purposely used a brush and ink to go over it. And you can't read it.
You think this could be someone that might have been here?
This is quite a frequent thing when it comes to blood knights and such that like to remain secretive. I mean, I write their names down, and next time I open my ledger, there's no name.
Rather infuriating.
Yes, but it is what it is.
May I take a look?
Of course, Lantix, and he pushes the ledgers forward.
I guess I'll just try some simple things like I'll open the book so the page is out. I'll try and hold like a candle behind it to see if it's slightly darker in the lettering behind the black. Stuff like that.
Yep,
Just
okay.
a few basic little investigatory things.
Mate, roll investigation then. Let's see how that goes.
Not bad.
Alright, so you do get parts of a name. I'm writing it out. Like, you get those letters out of it, but they're not all necessarily together.
They're not all necessarily
No,
together.
I did space them out, but for some reason Roll20 formatted them like a weird thing. So...
If you want to do that, just put dots in between
Yeah,
instead
I
of
will do
spaces.
Oh, it's difficult to do.
Huh.
Yeah, so you just get those, like the you feel like that those first three.
Yeah, I feel like that's enough.
Yeah. It's really hard. You're holding up to the light, and you see Hats looks at you and says, "Smart idea, but I wouldn't be diving into any Blood Knight business, so you might find your neck slit ear to ear, friend."
Well, I certainly do hope not. And, well, I don't know if they are Blood Knights. Piss off.
Is that the mechanical spider acting like?
I think it must be.
It goes all full fucking. We have yet to see it, but I can just imagine you accidentally activate it, and it's like, "Hello." It's just like Alexa in your backpack.
That'd be fucking brilliant. I love it.
You're trying to stealth, and you go, "Shh, shutting up." Right.
Thank you for your time, Hasritep.
No problem.
I have other business to attend to, so I'll see you later.
Have a good day. Okay. So you leave the library, or you stay in the library?
I'll leave the library for now.
Okie dokie. Right, I think... what are the rest of you doing for the rest of the day? Because you've still got a whole afternoon left.
Yep, so heading to Alphabet Avenue, where Earls lives.
Okay, so yeah, he lives just outside the wall, so Makra and Grilda approach that later, like in mid-afternoon, and as you approach, you see he's got a lovely kind of like garden that's just been tended to, and you see there are servants outside. There's a lovely striped awning which stretches out from one side of the building, where he is sitting at a round wooden table, drinking from a lovely umbrella-like cocktail glass. And as you approach, you have to open the gate. You see he's got goats running wild, and he's got some pet dogs running wild in the garden. He goes, "Oh, and he stands up straight and goes, I did not expect company. Grilda, Makra, pleasure. Obviously, come in.
Yes, we have business to discuss.
Oh, yes we do. Come on.
Much to stand.
And I'll join him.
Yep. He goes, what's the news in catching the burglaries?
Well, it seems that you've sent us on a job which is involving something far greater than burglaries, and before I tell you anything else, I feel that we should discuss the point that this has turned out to be quite dangerous indeed.
Oh, has it? Oh, well, that's why I'm paying you so much gold pieces.
So what you're saying is you knew about this?
Well, I knew it would be dangerous. That's why I got Makra here to help, absorb all the damage, be a furry meat shield, so to speak. But, I forgot to also send you that letter, the additional details about what happened last night.
Yes, we'll get to that in a moment, but first, since you seem to know what was the magnitude of the danger, please go ahead and explain what your view on this is.
Well, I knew that there was some burglaries going on and magic was involved, but I didn't think that you two would suffer much from that.
Indeed, we did not so far. Let me ask you something. How closely did you know our other associate, Elijah?
You see that? Can you both roll perception?
Certainly.
Why have I not got a proficiency?
Certainly not, apparently, with a +5.
I hate not having characters with proficiency perception. Winds me up.
Oh, I know that feeling. My warlock hasn't got it. She's got 0. Right, so Grilda doesn't it?
How is she not loading?
He goes, well, I was told about his prestige, of course, and how well versed he was in solving mysteries and doing his job. That's all, and that he was a decent actor and a good people person. He knows how to work those puppets to make people happy.
As he obviously
Why? Where is Master Elijah?
Well, I have some unfortunate news. It seems that his good manners got him into quite some difficulty, and I believe he's dead.
Poppycock, no way.
We still want to share the gold, though.
Oh, he's dead?
Apparently.
What happened? Please explain. What happened to him? Do you have the body?
There's no body to be found anywhere so far.
But what happened? He can't have been incinerated, could he?
That could have very well been the case. We did find...
A fireball? An oven? Perhaps he was set on fire by kobolds and eaten. What happened?
Well, what we did find, I'll just explain what we found at the warehouse.
That's one thing I needed to tell you. I was going to mention it. The tree in the warehouse.
Yes.
It's not a tree. Last night, sometime in the night, the hound guard that was guarding it heard a crash and a bang and a scream, and he opened the door, and guess what?
The tree was walking away?
No, but the tree had turned into an orc. So he arrested her on spot.
For?
Well, obviously, this orc needs questioning, and I forgot to tell you.
Very well, we will go and speak to this orc when we have a chance to. Do you know where he or she is being held?
Currently in the House of Answers.
Very well, we'll make our way over there later today.
Oh, jolly good. Jolly good.
Have you got a letter or something we can use to get in there?
He blinks. Oh yes, of course. I could give you a recommendation letter.
That'd be nice.
But once again, I must force an answer. Truth, please. What happened to Master Elijah? And you see he looks visibly nervous right now.
Well, as mentioned, there were some complications, and he got himself into a fight, and he did not survive this fight.
With whom? With whom? The details, please.
I feel like we should finish up our investigation prior to telling anyone about.
Please be
the
forthcoming.
details. I think not.
No, please. I beg of you, please. Tell me what happened to him, where I can find his body.
Did I say anything with
No, you
my
didn't.
perception check? No, not good enough. God damn it. Why is he getting so nervy then? Obviously he had something on him, but why?
Yeah, can I insight him to see
Yep.
if I can get any idea about why he wants the truth so badly right now and why he can't wait?
Yep. Okay, he's got something definitely hidden, behind that exterior. He definitely had a vested interest in Elijah somehow, and you can't put the details together, but you can see the sweat beading on his brow, you can see the nervous twitching, and the way he's rubbing his hands together. Ugh, and he keeps looking around, as if there are people watching him.
Why do you need to know where his body is?
I just, I'm curious to fill out the forms and...
Yes, it seems that you're in a particularly difficult position, as in you have very little to offer us right now, and we hold all the cards.
More gold! I can pay you more gold, of course.
Yes, you mentioned that I am sufficiently supplied for now.
No, what about you,
We'll finish
Makra?
our investigation, and we will get back to you.
Makra, you know me. I'm Eros. I can give you gold if you tell me where he is.
More gold and why you need to know.
Friends of mine said that Elijah was important, and that if he were to become hurt, that they would hurt me too. It's
Right.
yeah, and he just shoves a pouch into your chest, straight from his back pocket.
Good man. Something to do with our Lady Obsidian then. So
he tries to hide his surprise, but he cannot as he gasps.
yeah. So good luck with that.
What do you tell? He wipes sweat from his lips. You saying that he come across Lady Obsidian?
Yeah.
I've heard of her.
Yes, he had a falling out with her, which led to his demise.
Okay, yes, of course. Thank you. You've definitely earned this. And he points towards the pouch the Macra's got. That's the information I needed. Thank you.
Hold on a moment, and I'll open the pouch to see what's actually in it.
There's 20 platinum pieces.
Fair enough.
Sound.
He's literally just giving you his personal stat. He's just shoved it straight into the Macra's chest.
Yeah,
These people that you mentioned that are wanting to hurt you, what is their reason?
Oh, I
And
don't
what do
know
they
their
think to
reasons.
get out of it when they hurt you. Surely Elijah's welfare is not related to you somehow.
No, I don't know. He just seems to stammer up.
Suit yourself. If people are coming to hurt you and I don't know what's going on, I can't protect you. I'll shrug and start walking off.
He just keeps stammering to himself and pacing up and down the garden.
We need someone else to, we need someone who's a bit more of a people person as well. Now we've lost our strange masked friend.
And as I walk off, I then realize, oh shit, I've forgotten something. I'll walk back and say, that letter, please. The recommendation to give me the House of Answers.
Yes, of course. And just take this. And he reaches into his pocket, hands you a seal.
Just do it yourself.
This is, you know what this is, yeah.
I'll just take it without saying anything and walk away again.
Yeah.
Alright then, I'll just like caught between the two of them and then make my way. And we can follow Grildo.
Magister's seal.
Nice, I shall add that to my inventory.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, I would like to check if it's legal to have something like this if you're not a magister.
It is not.
Interesting.
However, you can do work on behalf of a magister.
So I know that's quite well, I assume, because of paperwork.
Yeah, you can just say, I'm working for Eros Sant, here is a seal, and that would work.
Okay.
Okay, sound that work.
Okay, so both of you two...
Hey, we're a little bit richer now then. Fuck me, I'm going to get the best lice treatment that's on the face of the planet.
Now, I have a suggestion for you, Makra. You seem to be... Well, you don't seem to be too bad at making money, so I'm wondering what happens to all of it.
Yeah, equally, if not better, at losing money than what I am at making it. But I'm resolving that in my own time.
If you insist, otherwise I could certainly ask a member of the family servants to keep your money for you and invest it wisely, if you insist.
Oh yeah, definitely. Later on, yeah, that'd be a great idea. But for now, it needs to. It's already been invested for me by other people. Don't really like me. Yeah, I'll sort that out first, though.
And are you convinced that these people are doing the best they can with your money? It seems the return on investment so far has been rather poor.
Yeah, more that they were my investments and not very good ones. I owe a lot of money.
I see. Well, when we have a chance to, I'd be more than happy to speak to these people on your behalf and see if their investments they're doing for you are anywhere near what they should be. You have children to think of, after all.
Yeah. I know, at this point, as I'm just grinning along to you, I'm just absentmindedly itching his arse and just scratching the back of his leg and everything. Just like, yeah. That's really kind of you. Right, yeah. Have we got anything else to do now?
Well, I'm heading off to the blood barracks. I don't think you'll be very welcome there, so it's just
yeah.
8 in the morning at the Grand Obelisk as usual.
Yeah, in the morning. Yeah, cracking. Can we push that by about 10 minutes? Because this morning, the traffic that time of the morning is awful.
You could not simply leave 10 minutes sooner?
Grildo, have you ever had kids?
I have not.
I'll leave it with you. I'll just start walking off.
Okay, so Grildar is going to the blood barracks. Macro's probably going home. We're going to jump over to...
No, I'm going to the fucking merchants and buying the best fucking louse treatment.
Got it. All right, so before we end today's session, Lantix, is there anything you'd like to do?
No, it's okay. We can pick it up on the next session.
Alrighty then. So we've got Grildar heading to the blood barracks. Macro to buy lice treatment.
I know, I dropped a louse bomb there. That was very American of me.
Yeah, and also we've got the mystery with Elijah. However, me and Todd will deal with that as the week goes by, so that it will be a mystery for the next time we begin. Right. That is today's session. Peace out.
Woo!